They would
Yeah,
Would
they'll
they
do it
actually-
every now and then, but they
Hello,
prefer
ladies
actually
and
having a fight.
gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello,
We were talking
Yeah.
about orcs.
everybody. My name is.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Marco.
Don't worry. We got to restart the stream now. Everybody restart the 5 minutes. He
Right,
fucked up.
we're resetting the vibe. We're resetting the vibe.
Resetting the vibe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rogue Trader. How are you all doing? I am Trisky, playing as Gizmex Crapmangle Tekiatena, one of the longer names that I've had for a character in any of my tabletop campaigns. And this is the Rogue Trader, as I said before. We are finally out of the fucking Space Hulk. Huzzah. Huzzah!
Yeah.
Yay! And we are currently en route to, what was the name of the planet?
Gandalf.
Gandalf?
Dandorf.
Dumbledore.
Gandorf. Oh, I thought it was Gandalf.
Damn it.
No, this
Alright.
one is black, not grey.
Alright. What about the white one? Anyway.
He ain't around yet. Together for the Balrog.
Taking that
Anyway.
out of context, putting
Yep.
that in the highlight reel.
Yep.
That was pretty based.
Yep, sounds about right. Anyway, we are heading over to Dandorf, which is a planet within the same system, so we don't even have to warp travel over here. It's like regular world travel. And they are contacting the Rogue Trader ship, asking for assistance because there is basically 3 factions vying for control over planetary governorship after the previous governor is actively dying or has died.
He has died.
Yeah, he has died. He's passed away. and
Died
they are-
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
technically, dying 2 years ago is still technically actively dying.
Well, no, he's
you
been
really-
dead for 2 years.
Yeah, but he's also dying because he's dead.
What? What fucking logic are you
I'm not
talking
gonna.
about?
I'm not
God
gonna
damn.
fucking do this logic right now. I can't even.
There's some orc logic right there.
That's normally supposed to be my bullshit. I'm not even right now. Okay. You're pulling a pixie right now. Wrong campaign. That's supposed to be tomorrow.
True. All right. Yeah. No. Let me switch characters real quick.
God damn it! No. Anyway, we're heading on over here to deal with that. So there are 3 different candidates for this. I believe you guys had a lot better of an idea of the candidates because I was sort of like in and out in the chat within the Discord where you guys were discussing this. So if you would please, somebody else would please recount the details for me.
Sure, I can do that. So we were. My ship was contacted by 3 separate messages from 3 of the factions, each led by a different person. The first faction is led by Lord Blackwell, the scion of the previous governor. He seems to want to reduce restrictions on aliens and Xenos so that more can come to the station. Jade is the head of the Noble faction and has been unanimously elected to be their leader. She wishes to have the governorship so that she can have more control over the mercantile efforts and potentially develop Dandorf into a trading hub of the system. The Xenos can come or go as far as she's concerned. If they're there, she may use them as currency for their monetary benefits. General Red, the last of the factions, leads the military, specifically the Planetary Defense Force. And he wishes to rid the planet of the aliens. All 3 of them vie for planetary governorship, but none of them are willing to work with the others. And civil war has yet to break out, but if nothing is done, it seems likely. And yeah, that's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I believe
with that, I
Holtz
think
also,
we'll let you
Malachi
play.
also did some research.
Yeah. Well, there's Holtz is most likely going to be the one leading the charge on the political side of things, Malachi decided to take it upon himself that he was looking for more of a mini vacation in the sense. He wanted to go ahead and end up doing as all powerful rogue trader groups do, and kind of do a bit of power flexing by stomping on some local gangs of the Hive. And so with that, he went ahead and reached out with Sator and Gizmek to see which they preferred to do, whether they wanted to go with Holtz on these political meetings or go and, crump some gits, as Gizmek would say. And I believe both of them wanted to join Malachi, of course.
Why Gizmek wanted to go crump some gits?
But, of course, we need to go ahead and make sure not to piss off too much authority. And with that, Malachi has established a meeting with the head arbitrator of the Hive that we're going to be helping out.
For those who don't know, the Arbites are basically the local police force.
Yes. Think of Judge Dredd.
Yes.
Yeah. See, you guys get back on the ship and you start heading towards Dandor. So there will be a few days of travel if anyone wants to do anything during that time.
I'm pretty sure Gizmek was established as having spent most of the time healing up so that he could get to full health before we arrived there. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's going to spend some time with Grismo because he had, little to no time to hang out with him overall. And Grismo and him are going to discuss plans for the Killican in between, resting up.
Also, remember, the entire time in the Space Hulk was 3 days total, I think.
Yeah. That's 3 days without talking to his git.
Yeah. That just obviously feels like a lot longer. The in-game is 3 days.
In real life, it's months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you guys don't have to do something, but if anybody wants to do anything, do so now or forever hold your peace.
Holtz is sitting in his Lord Captain's chair, command throne even,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just doing captain things.
Yep.
Took care of most of my downtime stuff, like in text IP. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have one thing which I want to do, which is gaining a mutation.
Oh,
Because that happened because of navigator stuff.
Alright. Let me find the page then. Did it say navigator mutation or did you get some corruption?
I already rolled for my mutation. You can just roll up slightly.
Did you roll for what it was, or did you just find out that you're getting one?
I found out that I already rolled for it. I got fingers like talons.
Ooh.
He's a scratchy bitch.
Yeah, so this happened from you learning a new navigator power.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
I'm also double
See,
checking that.
Yeah, what's that like what's that like for him then? Doing some training and grows some talents.
Yeah. The only thing it does in gameplay, it gives me the natural weapons trait.
But you'd also have claws.
Yep.
So in game you do have fingers that are like talons.
Yep. Even though apparently it doesn't do anything to make my weapon shooting worse.
No, it's you can still control them like fingers. They're just yeah, I'll let you flavor them. So what do your fingers like talons look like?
Oh, I'd assume talons.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's lots of ways you can come out. Do you have spikes that stick out of your fingertips, or your fingers just sharp? What happened with them? What is it that makes them a weapon?
They basically turn into spikes. Somewhat the fingers, let's say.
Your fingertips are just turned into spikes.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's one day it's Sato just comes down and he now has finger spikes.
And with those, I very calmly head down to the armory or something like that and grab a nice pair of gloves to cover them up.
Yes,
A
put on some
very,
gloves.
a very specifically thick pair of gloves that you won't
Yeah.
stab through.
Yes.
He tries putting on a normal pair, but the spikes just go right through the tips. Just oh.
They're now. He just makes them fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
That sort of eliminates the
Straight up.
point.
Fingerless gloves convert.
Lord.
So yeah, that's everything which I want to cover necessarily.
And I guess Malachi, since he really has nobody really else to talk to, or like he's done most of his business, he's gonna go out helping the local populace again. Just saying, hey, Malachi the Psyker, it's your boy. How can I help? And I'm assuming there would be a lot of civil disputes, just like those engineers down there, they think they're better than us gunners, and then it'll be like, oh, those gunners, they think they're better than us engineers. And then Malachi will step in and he'll be like, guys, I'm a psyker. Yeah, he's one.
Down and done this fairly often during the past week. Basically, whenever you've been on the ship and have free time, you've come down for this. So, although there is a lot of people, word is starting to get around about you coming down. So people are like, well, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, oh, hey, sir. Because they salute because it is a military style vessel and you are above them. But it's a lot more casual than it was before. They were like, oh, officer on deck. Like, oh, hey, sir.
Transcendent on the deck. We're going to die. Just
Yeah, you come down and you try and help them out with some stuff. Yeah. Roll a fellowship charm with a +10.
awesome.
See how well you do.
91. Get it out of here. Let's see here. Is there anything else I can add to that at all? Oh, that's right. I do have Voidborn. Would that assist in that? Getting a +10 to, Voidsman characters?
I think it would specifically say it would give you +10. Most of the time, it's just -15 to everyone else.
Fair point. Just going ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of
Only a mic.
it's included in that +10.
Okay. I'm going to see what I get here, and I hope I don't get a fucking... It's a heads or tails at this point. It was a tails. I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, big fan fate.
Also roll your 1d10 because
I know. How the fuck do I keep on fucking it up?
damn.
So you didn't fail by a ton, so you don't make things worse. You're kind of down there trying to help out and just kind of not able to make a whole lot of progress. Trying to just psychically solve the problems. It seems like the problems can't just be solved in a couple of days with some psychic stuff.
All right. Well,
They appreciate the attempt, but
yeah,
don't really have to help.
He'll keep coming back down every once in a while to try and basically see how the progress is going, hoping it's not escalating.
Yeah, the guns and the engineers are having their problems.
I never spent my XP.
One job between sessions.
You had one job.
Nope, too late. Holtz is now 1,000 XP behind everyone else.
Okay.
I'll just do that during the session. Don't mind me.
It's gone now. You lost your 10.
You lost 1,000 XP. Congrats.
Holtz is a weakling.
Anyway.
You can start doing that. I believe there is one more thing that happens before we reach the planet, Gizmek. Or Trisky.
So at some point, probably as we're heading to bed, I'm assuming Malachi heads to bed at some point.
Yes, Malachi needs to sleep.
I
needs to sleep.
don't know. Did you decide to suddenly become a fucking insomniac?
No, that's the navigator.
Oh, alright. Alright, yeah. All right, yeah. So at some point during the night, you head to bed, and we get a lovely little message from a familiar voice that we have discussed things with before in your dreams. None of the rest of us really know this fellow, but you do. Let's see. Why the fuck is it stretching him? God damn. I hate
It
that
is because
so
of the warp, my friend.
It's because of the warp. You get another message from a certain uh fucking skill to inner bounds. There we go. Now it's properly doing it, and you get
Malachi. Like the name. Anyway, I don't know what's so dangerous about stairs, but I'll make sure to keep my head on a swivel. Sounds like you have your hands full. I hope that you and your compatriots get through unscathed. It's funny you mentioned something about the corruption, or at least that's what you call it. I hate to admit it, but I've had a couple close calls recently, and now that I know what that is exactly, I'm definitely gonna try my best to keep it under wraps, or at least control it better. So thank you. I hope to communicate with you soon. Good luck.
Aw, that was wholesome as shit.
Yeah, so we got Deadpan's return message to you. A good bit delayed in response because of things and because of the warp and how far apart you are is the explanation for in real life. But yeah,
It went through demon spam mail.
yeah. Zine was fucking with his return message. But yeah, that's Deadpan's response finally.
Yeah, I'll be sure to send him a in-game Malachi would send a response before he before he goes to bed, but that will have to come next time on good old Necromunda. If you guys want to know what that message is, go check it out there.
Yeah. Anyway, back to actually Rogue Trader.
Guys, unmute your fucking mics.
I'm unmuted.
I know you're.
So the ship starts heads on out from this space salt, leaving behind the ruin of that stuff behind. The ruin of the one Necron ship that you blasted, and heading towards this planet. Need to double check how it.
All right, just for reference, I now have 67 fellowship.
Fucking hell!
And 46 weapons.
Yeah, it's not as impressive.
Yeah, but
Also, gotten very good of people. He took a quick course during the 3 days.
You min-maxy motherfucker.
listen, I couldn't have min-maxed. It was literally the dice.
He took one of those how to public speak. He watched one of those videos on the way. But he took it to heart.
He was the person in the video.
He got a copy of Zedekit.
Yeah.
Very popular amongst the Imperium, of course. Zedekit.
Fucking
Yeah, it's sort of an alternate
streams at
universe,
this point.
Weird.
Right,
Yes.
Go ahead.
So you guys head towards this fairly shitty looking planet. It's just this fairly large, about half again as big as Earth. Just this grey brown ball. These darker patches around on it, almost like oceans, and these big popped out places that you would know to be the hives. It's a fairly shit ball, really. It doesn't look that good, but a lot of people live on it. Yeah. You start heading down towards essentially the capital. which is where two of them stay. The leader of the PDF is off in another place, still nearby the capital, but not actually inside of it.
Looks like a Ted.
And the ship heads down through the atmosphere, gets down to the dock. With your rogue trader status, it's very easy to get places. You go, hey, I'm a rogue trader, and they clear out a dock for you to use.
Just like find some random
Yeah,
dude, just like,
there's
hey,
another
you
ship, like,
out.
Yeah, there's another ship that's like sadly limping away as you go and take that spot. Some random merchants got kicked out and now have to try and figure out what the hell they're gonna do.
That's going to be the end game boss right there. That one merchant.
Endorf Station is a thing. We can go there.
Yeah, but that's still like 2 days away.
That's not Holtz's concern.
Yeah, there's a hive cities in that. They'll manage. They'll manage if you even care. They're leaving. You take their spots.
He doesn't.
Yeah. So you guys get docked in. Very big docking station. Actually, yeah, your ship actually can't land. Yeah, you take a shuttle down and then you dock there. I keep forgetting the ridiculous size of ships in 40k. You cannot land a ship.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like it's a kilometer-long ship.
Yeah, you can only land ships on space stations. You can't land on planets. Like the gravity would rip the ship in two. Yeah, so you get in some shuttles and you head down. A couple of others leaving from the ship, presumably people like coming down to restock supplies and all that stuff. But wander overseas that stuff, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I imagine I don't really have to worry about morale and food for right now, but
Yeah.
You just hear
Doesn't
Gizmek
mind
as we
extra
land
totally
on the
morale
fucking.
back.
You just hear Gizmek as we land on the fucking planet, muttering about how why we didn't fucking just land the entire fucking ship on the planet.
It would have been so much easier so we clear out all the
It would
goods.
be so cool.
It's like you could land it if you were skilled enough. Like if you came in at just the right angle, so the gravity wouldn't rip it apart. But you would not be able to take off again. The engine's not that powerful. You don't have that much fuel. If they're pushing you around in 0G, they don't have a lot of force behind them.
I want to go ahead and ask, were we all coming down in one shuttle? Because I know we were going to be splitting off. I didn't know if we were going to be splitting off when we landed or if,
Yeah.
we need to go to other sides of the city or the hive.
Yeah, so that'll be up to you. So, like, Holtz, who are you planning to visit?
I was
'Cause, like,
planning
if
on
it's the
visiting.
governor- Yeah, because
I
if
was-
it's the
yeah.
governor's son, you could take a shuttle like directly into his manor if you wanted.
Since I'm going there first, I will have the shuttle pilots drive directly to the the governor's manor.
Then presumably the rest of you take a different shuttle down, or are you going to go with Holt?
Oh, I know Malachi is going to go with, himself and whoever wants to accompany him. We need to go to the chief arbitrator's office or the jurisdiction district. Maybe that'd be called. I don't know.
It's up in the upper hive, so you're fairly close because that's where the arbitrator office is. They don't put it in the lower hives because then it'll get swarmed.
Fair.
The guys in the lower hives don't tend to like arbitrators that much. They tend to arrest them. Yeah, like a nice office up in the upper hives, which you can head to. Not too far, but still, like you need a different dock. You can't dock in the private dock of the kind of the planetary governor. He's like officially that, but there's other stuff going on.
Yep.
I had a quick question. Did Holtz want to take Joseph with him, or would he like Joseph to stay back on the main ship?
So,
I mean, I'd probably take Joseph just as like a security measure.
you bring some. You mean like the one bodyguard, or are you going to bring some of the crew as well?
Nah, I
Like,
just
get
need.
people to be your bodyguards.
I'm satisfied with just Joseph.
Bring him just the one guy for your bodyguard, and you head on down. And the pilot, of course, but he stays in the ship. Unless you'd pilot it.
I mean, the ship's pilot stays in the ship.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shuttle pilots. You have a lot of shuttles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you head down towards the very nice manor, and the rest of you head down towards the fairly nice like upper hive, the noble area essentially. And yeah, Poltz would get there first since you're landing directly in the manor, where you guys have to like land in a normal dock and then essentially walk to the Arbitrate's office, which would take about a half hour. Those hives are big.
Yep.
You get a taxi and it drives you over. Mark up 10 credit.
Ah, damn it! I don't have any. I just have influence.
Guilt even, not credits, guilt.
Can I pay the taxi driver in exposure?
Yeah, can he be paid in profit factor?
Yeah, mark up your 10 guilt from your like 300 billion that you just have.
Ah, shit! God. Malachi tries to haggle. Sir, I'm already giving you a discount because you're nobility. I don't care. I'm getting this discount more.
You mentioned talking about
Oi!
eight.
How about a discount of free?
I use intimidate.
I imagine it is like the Indian
Anyway,
taxi driver.
Anyway.
That does remind me, would Malachi like messaged ahead that you're bringing an orc?
Yeah, basically saying that on behalf of, Rogue Trader, the Holtz, he would like, an orc would like to join us, and I promise you he shall not have any trouble.
Yeah, he's fine with that, since you are a rogue trader. Rogue traders are allowed to bring Xenos wherever the hell they want. That's part of their thing. He can't exactly argue.
Is Gizmek required to like have a leash on him?
It's just, if he wanders away from you, people won't know he's with the rogue trader.
I mean, I technically do. It's just shaped like a bear trap.
Malachi's just like, I'm not going to grab that.
Just leave it there.
Yeah.
You guys start heading off to the Arbitrates while Holtz and his bodyguard sit down in the manor. Yeah. It's like as you get off the ship, there is a like very nicely dressed servant, kind of like looking like a butler. Their like hair that's like flapping in the backdraft of the engines as they're calling down. You're stepping off. Good day, Lord Holtz. Would you like me to show you to the sitting room?
Please.
Follow me. He leads you along. It's over these like very nicely appointed gardens. And there's like this very large, very cool, like good-looking, definitely expensive like manor house. As having plants grow in an upper hive is, well, everybody does it, but it's not easy. And this guy has like a couple gardens, so clearly quite expensive to manage. There's like fresh, clean air, which you know on this planet takes some recycling stuff. It tastes like good, fresh, crisp air. You start going along.
I am a hiver, so I can appreciate this.
You definitely appreciate it. Yeah, as you're going around, roll me an awareness, I think.
All right. Well,
and you're a hiver, so I'll give you a plus 20. No, plus 30. This is
plus 30.
Decent, easy. Yeah.
Okay.
From a hive, this isn't too hidden or anything.
well, I fail. I'm not going to re-roll it.
You're going around, you're seeing the nice gardens, a bit of like gilt on things. Very nice, very large manor house. It looks impressive. You get led inside. Like through some halls, you like other servants moving to and fro, like fairly quiet, like footsteps echo around. Like the marble and some wooden doors. Like very impressive building. And you get led fairly quickly over to this nice sitting room. So, some like nice couches, a fireplace, they're actually burning some wood. A few like statues and topiary around. Some like snacking stuff on a table.
I take my seat, using my power sword as like kind of like a cane. as I like sit down and just like have it in front of me, like resting my hands on it.
I assume in the sheath.
In the sheath, yes. I'm not gonna like stab his floor. No.
Yeah, you have a seat. He's like, I will go inform the Lord that you have arrived. Goes off back out the door and seemingly down the hall.
While he's gone, I just kind of like look around the room. Just see what I can glean about him just from like this one room. Any like particular architecture or art that's like prominent or anything like that?
Yes. How would this role be? There's no like investigate or insight thing. Inquiry is more asking around. It's kind of scrutiny. That's like kind of reading lies. I'll let you do just general awareness though.
Okay.
You do know about this stuff.
Somehow that succeeds.
Nice. Well, the 16 is going to be a one good roll for this session, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, so you're gonna like sit down and look around, and yeah, so, it's like the nice cushions, the like nice and warm fireplace. Yeah, some like some small plants and statues not around, paintings around the walls of you presume other governors, all very like, fancily dressed and staring down like the stern, just like that classic like stern, disciplining look of leaders, and that they always have in those portraits. I think with that, you would also notice that there are signs of places where, like, there used to be more wealth on display, but it's been removed. You can see bits where, like, clearly something was once like a candelabra on the side. It's like normally you would expect it to be like gold plated. This is just like iron and other things like that. Basically, like things have been like removed and exchanged and that for cheaper versions.
So the wealth here has been diminished.
Or removed for whatever reasons. You're not waiting long. It's like a couple minutes pass. And then in comes this young man, probably just into his 20s, like 24 or something. Holtz, you would know that with juvenile treatments, he could be anywhere from like 24 to 80.
Yeah.
They can basically freeze their age at whatever the hell they want to look like. Yeah, and it comes in this very casual clothing that you would have seen governors before, and they tend to like a lot of like very like pompous clothes. They also tend to be fairly overweight, be extremely dressed up. This guy's just like a hoodie, but it's like a shirt, a hoodie on top, a leather jacket, and there's like some trout, and just like a pair of jeans. There's like chain necklace with this like little knife like pendant on it. And it's dark skinned. There's like a very short mohawk on his head. Kind of comes in and says, glad you could come.
Oh, I do the standard, get up, shake his hand, sit back down.
Yeah, he shakes your hand and fairly firm grip. That gives a bit of a squeeze. He just kind of sits down in like a chair next to you. Ah.
So,
Thanks.
you contacted me regarding. Let me find his exact letter. You have a lovely manor here.
Thanks. I've downgraded a bit, as I'm sure you've noticed. He like points to the iron candelabra.
Yeah,
You see all the point of all the fancy gold gets a bit tacky, I reckon. Dad loved the stuff, though.
Yes. I'm well aware of the uselessness of gold. You can have all of it in the galaxy, and yet when you're stuck on a spacewalk, a throne's not going to do you very much good.
No, really. There's better uses for it. You can put it to use elsewhere. There's no point just in looking fancy when you can get some use out of it. Yes. Well, I'm sure you're not one that wants to just bandy small talk. Yeah. Well, essentially I invited you here because, well, As I said, we can come to a nice agreement. So I could use your support, if nothing else, with this.
What exactly do you want me to support?
My rightful place as the Lord Governor. My father died a couple years ago, and then this Red and this Jade show up, saying that they have as much of a right to it. Getting weird amount of support behind them and trying to get me out.
I see. And you want my support in removing them, supporting them? Be more specific, lad.
I'm fine with them staying where they are. General Red, I know him. I've seen him a few times. He's a good soldier, good man. Bit too much of a soldier, though. Bit too focused on all the fighting stuff. He doesn't think about the actual running. And that Delilah, I don't trust her. Just too politician and merchanty. You can't really trust anything she says. Red, I'm perfectly fine with. I think he's a great man. But yeah, I don't want you to go and remove them or anything. Just pretty much all I would need is your word of support. That would go quite a long way and diminish quite a fair bit of their supporters.
I see. And with the governorship, what would you offer me in exchange? After all, my word is quite valuable.
Well, you definitely have my undying support and gratitude. Preferential treatment and all that here. Can certainly see to resupplying you better. Seeing some good men sent to your ship. Information if you need it. Actually, I'd count you as a close friend and I would help you as I would. I would offer coin, but I don't imagine that would be much use to you. You probably have more money than I do.
You'd be right about that. So, as far as preferential treatment, I'm pretty sure I'd get that anyway. My position affords me such treatment.
But
After all,
I would only be insofar as they need to. I would generally want to have you around. Other people would just be giving you the courtesy that they have.
I see. And what sort of information would you be able to give me?
That would depend greatly on what you need. Well, I'm not exactly a spy or anything, but I can have people find things out, do some research, go into archives, ask around, all that kind of stuff.
And how restricted would this access be?
I don't see any reason I'd need to restrict it, short of things that I'm not allowed to know about, of course.
I see.
And just anything that would, just stuff that would get the Inquisitors on us, probably a good idea not to talk about.
Discretion is part of my business.
So I've heard.
As far as your competitors, I should say, is it absolutely necessary that they just to be clear, is it absolutely necessary that neither of them obtain governorship powers? Is there a goal that what plans do you have for the planet that require your governorship?
Well, aside from it being my rightful things, my father was the governor and I was his only son, as far as I'm concerned, unless he made some bastard somewhere, but I doubt it. Frankly, he could barely walk for most of his life. So I doubt he was out fucking around. But so you're asking more like, what am I going to be doing?
Yes.
Well, I've started a bit. It's kind of getting the wealth out there. Too many places where, like, you must have seen the people just trudging through life, not able to do anything, resorting to gangs and drugs to get by. I think it's just too heavy-handed and it forces them into this. think I can help them. Get people into a better life. Humanity shouldn't just be struggling in the dark. It's not where we belong.
I see. I'm trying to think of what else I want to ask this person.
And as I've said, I don't necessarily want them out of their positions. Jade is a very skilled merchant, from what I've heard. She gets a lot of coin into here. And General Red, well, I've heard all of the stories about him. He's a great general, was in the guard for how long? Decades. I think he's like over 100 by now.
I see.
He essentially retired here. I wouldn't want to see him gone. I think he's a bit strict and too military, but he's a good man. I like him. I don't believe anything he says is a lie. It's just I think everything that Jade says is a lie. Far too politician-y for my liking.
Would you be willing to share power with them to keep them appeased?
I would, but I don't imagine Red would be too happy with all of the stuff that I'd be doing. He really doesn't like the aliens here.
So I've heard. Then again,
I don't see so.
if I were to just give my opinion, Red has had his chance to mitigate the Xeno presence 30 years ago when they started arriving.
He couldn't actually argue it. That was the governor's policies. He argued against it, but Dad wouldn't listen.
You think the governorship has that much power? A single
When it comes to the actual policies, yeah. Red's a man of honor. He's not going to go out and just kill civilians. Follow the rules.
My boy, you underestimate the power of a pen stroke to the Inquisition.
I'm sure, but who actually messages the Inquisition? And what's the assurance that it will actually get there or that they'll care? So I know this world is a shithole, really. Nobody cares about Dandalf. That's why we're able to be so lenient with the Xenos. Nobody cares. And so if an Inquisitor hears that, oh, a world is letting some Xenos in some regulated areas, they don't care. They don't have the resources.
Yes, but it would give him the excuse. I'm just saying that General Red's position is a bit weak. Still, in the meantime, I will consider your offer.
Yeah, I don't expect an immediate decision. I'm sure you're going to want to talk to the others as well about their side. I didn't imagine you're a man to just go to one side of the story.
A lenient man. Confident in your position, at least. I can appreciate that.
Confident that you're going to be talking to them anyway, whether I agree with it or not. You can't exactly stop you, can I? I can try, but I don't imagine I'd win.
And knows his place. You might make a good governor.
Well, that's the hope. It's what I was raised for.
You will hear back from me in the near future.
I'll wait your messages. From the time you're free to my estate, you can come and go as you please, really.
One last thing.
Let me know beforehand if you can, so I can arrange things.
One last thing. If I were to send a message saying that I supported someone else, will you follow my word?
If you could give reasoning and a good reason for why I should, then perhaps. Can't say why. They're all fairly opposed to the kind of things that I would want to be doing, but if you can convince me, then I don't need to be the governor. I don't think the others would do as well.
Very well. That's the last thing I wanted to discuss. Thank you for having me. Your mansion is very lovely.
Thank you for coming.
Yep.
Quite flattered you came to me first.
It's only natural that I visit the governor's scion first. And yeah, no, I step off.
You head out. And where are you heading?
I think the next person I head to is Mistress Jade, mostly just because she's closest.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
this point,
she
that's
is fairly
basically it.
close by. Yeah, so you could just straight up walk there. It'd probably take you about an hour.
Sure, I'll walk there. I'm a hiver, so I can probably get there actually faster than an hour.
Yeah, the common shortcuts. Yeah, you start heading over. Yeah, he's gonna leave the governor's palace, and start heading over.
Yep.
We can cut over to Holtz and Malarkey, and is Sato with you as well?
Holtz and Malarkey.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think you got the wrong person there.
Holtz is
Gizmek,
Malarkey.
Malarkey. I'm bad at names.
There.
You guys head over towards the arbitrator's office.
Mhm.
You find the fairly large building and definitely reinforced. This place could probably hold its own on a siege. Somebody would need to besiege this building on its own if they got into the hive.
Would you say that? Would you say that while it is reinforced, is it also kind of official, kind of like the Kremlin in the sense where they'd be able to hold their own? Okay.
Yeah, it's really meant to be it's where the arbitrators go. So it's essentially reinforced. It definitely couldn't hold up to a prolonged siege. They couldn't hold resources and stuff in there. But if say an angry mob popped up, they could shut the doors and keep them out.
Nice.
I think you guys will know that that's reasonably common. Arbitrators' office tend to be able to withstand such a thing because those things aren't unheard of.
All right. All
You
right.
see several arbitrators kind of patrolling around the place.
Do any of them react?
Couple,
coming up. And
couple at the gate.
advance warning.
Yeah, a couple at the door kind of see you and they can nod you through. You can see they're keeping an eye on Gizmet, but they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
As Gizmek comes through the door, he turns to one of the Arbites all of a sudden and goes, "Boo!"
Roll me an intimidate.
Alright, I have an advantage on this shit. I have a plus 10 at least on this shit.
There is no such thing as advantage.
I know there is no
It's
advantage,
not
but
going-
I do have disturbing voice, which gives me a plus 10 on intimidate.
99. Roll initiative.
99.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you're boo, and the arbitrator just looks at you, barely moves, doesn't even flinch.
I like this one!
Carry on.
Oh, of
I
course.
apologize about that.
Gizmek just gives him a thumbs up as he's moving along.
While walking down the hallway, Malachi just turns over to Gizmek. People have been shot for less.
Yeah, and it
all
wouldn't
these
hurt!
guys do have- all of the guys are well equipped. They'll have the carapace armor, shock mauls. Some of them have shotguns, some of them have bolt pistols. There's a variety. There's a bit of a variety in their equipment.
Are
They're
there,
definitely beefy weapons meant to intimidate.
as we're walking down the halls, are there people outside of armor, but yet still
Yeah.
armed? Okay.
Yeah, as you're going in, it's like being in a police station. It's you go by and see a bunch of people at terminals, headsets on, doing things, out of armor but still in a uniform. Yeah, there's all the clerks and administrators and all that you would expect to see in this kind of place.
I will remind you that literally
Fairly-
session 1 was me murdering Arbites, so...
Yes.
Yep.
Thankfully, it was somewhere else, and you killed all the witnesses. So,
Yeah.
True.
Malachi's wait, you did what?
and Imperials tend to find it hard to differentiate between orcs.
That's the Imperium way, baby.
Yeah.
Orcs look fairly similar. It's not a big hair color and build differences. Orcs all do tend to be built in the same way. So it's semi-hard to tell the difference. If you're not,
Yeah. To be fair, now I have sort of like defining armor, and I'm still wearing the same fucking like spiked mohawk thing with the same color. So I do have some defining features now.
Yeah, but also it's a different station. Like they probably haven't even heard of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
The Imperium is based.
Not travel that fast.
Imperium based.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And you're like directed to the office because you didn't make the meeting beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're directed to it, and you get up to this this fairly it's like you've seen movies. It's like the
detective desk.
Yeah, the commissioner's office kind of space. Yeah, like the glass like half wall and the glass window in the door.
Oi, it's Commissioner Gordon.
And you can see the man kind of behind, kind of like writing stuff up in a slate. You can see he is wearing his armor. It's like this a thick carapace armor, the helmet beside him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an older man, probably in his 50s. His 50s or so, got this like very nice like waxed up mustache, short cut black hair. Yeah, just kind of sat behind it, and you notice that his armor is definitely a very different design to the rest. All the other Arbites have been like in the classic Arbite style. This guy's more like browns and greys.
Okay. Kind of more, I'd assume more for a bit decorative in a sense.
Yeah. Like he would definitely stand out a lot more.
Okay. All right.
Definitely like someone's been marking out as like, this is the important guy.
I get what yeah.
Yeah, you shut that and he looks up and waves you in, kind of putting the slate to the side.
Chief Arbitrator, I would like to apologize on behalf. Malachi Laborian, Astropath Transcendence of the Blackstone. As he reaches his hand out to shake.
Did I give you a name for him before? I don't think I did. I need to
Just
get a name
Chief.
for him.
Yeah, just Chief Arbitrator, I think, was all.
I forgot to get a name for him then. Let me quickly make one.
Don Cheadle. Oh god,
As we all know, I am horrific with names.
You best get that random name generator booted up.
When the player asks you for a name.
Yep.
Fuck.
Off in the side, you see a slot machine just come down with like a first name and a last name.
And then pulls the slot machine to see what name he is using.
And like a piece of paper comes out.
Oi, my name is John Smith.
I am Sergeant. I'm Commander Asterson.
Astasir?
Ash! You're Commander Ash!
No. Gizmic, please sit down.
It's hard to sit in this armor.
Astasen Weiss.
Yeah.
Commander Weiss. I'm just going to call him that.
Commander
Commander
Ass Wipe!
Yeah, that would be how he'd introduce himself. He's Commander Weiss, because he's the last.
Commander Weiss, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
So, like, holds out his hand. So
Yeah.
I'm familiar enough with orcs. You didn't need to concern yourself with that. I've dealt with them.
Hmm. Very, very. I was just appeasing the. God damn it, Holtz. I was just making sure. Very well then. I believe we have a meeting to attend to.
Yes. You don't mind. Keep this somewhat informal, as I am fairly busy. You mentioned that you wish to assist me with some matters, yes?
Yes, I believe so. It appears that, well, my rogue trader is off. I already explained that matter. We are looking for something to do in better terms.
We want to crump some gits!
Yes, Gizmek, I know. But at the same time, we don't want it to be a big incident against, be a big hassle against the Arbites, as you'd
Yes.
understand.
I can certainly inform them to look away from any of your shenanigans. That is reasonably common.
All right.
Well, depending on how much you wish to assist, there is a problem very small. Well, I say small. Started off small, it's gotten rather large recently. War between a couple of the gangs down in the lower hives.
That was good. Let's go.
Gizmek, Gizmek, let me speak this one real quick. Please continue, Commander. I apologize.
One of them is a group of well, I hesitate to say rogue, but essentially rogue Mechanicus adepts. Apparently, their leader found some kind of STC.
Oh,
You can look, you can go there and tabs a few things in this thing. Standard template construct. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but that's what they like. But then refused to give it to the Mechanicum. So a bunch of things happened, and now he's leading a cult. And they recently started fighting with a group called the Jackals, which are a bunch of essentially madmen. They have a lot of beasts, and they use a lot of drugs.
I see. And would this cult happen to be in... Do you have any signs of possible hereticalness coming across with them?
No signs of taint by chaos or anything. Simply greed and not wanting to share something he found, I think. There's a big problem that I'm sure other Mechanicus groups would have come to deal with them now. I doubt they just haven't heard yet.
I see. And
keep an eye on them as best I can. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. A weird gang that's popped up.
What appears to be the trouble that these gangs are causing inside the hive?
It's hard to tell. I believe one of the Jackals stole something from them. And then this war started.
Okay.
You need to talk with one of them to find out exactly what. They don't exactly tell us.
I see. I'm assuming that this gang war, are civilians at all getting involved or caught in the crossfire?
I've been trying to keep it as contained as I can, but yes, that is why it is a problem. Having to work to contain them and keep the fighting away from the populated areas.
Would you happen to have any possible ideas for solutions with dealing with these gangs? I know that over the request you said that you didn't want us to, quote unquote, take them out fully.
Well, finding out what they stole and returning it would likely solve it. Whereas than that, maybe hitting enough of one side so that the other side has to give up.
All right.
Imagine you doing that, you'd want to hit the Jackals. Cult, they're more like a proper gang. The Tostanatus, I think they called, and more of a cult. I don't imagine they're going to stop.
Which one would you... Well, I could clearly see it that we might be able to go either way in this side. Which one would be a possible bigger threat to the hive?
The cults tend to be a lot more organized, more military. The Jackals are a bit more nuts. They tend to be the ones that cause more casualties to themselves and to others, but also probably if you could somehow convince them to give the thing back or just take it from them, that would solve the entire thing.
Well, I'm sure that my orc friend back here definitely likes the idea of that.
I can take shit.
I will warn you, they're not exactly the most stable. Most of them are either high or hopelessly addicted to the drugs that they take.
It won't be a problem.
Be cautious. Not the most rational of people.
I assume.
They also have a lot of creatures, so be careful of those. They might take your hand off if you get too close.
I see. Would you happen to know where their last whereabouts might have been? Or are we going to have to do that investigating on our own?
We keep tabs. I can give you the location of a few of the places that they tend to frequent.
All right. Send that over on my...
Updates if we find anything happening in progress.
Thank you kindly. And the last thing I did want to talk about is that, of course, even though I believe this will greatly assist the Hive, nothing comes for free in the Imperium, of course. Now, I'm willing to go ahead and I know that the police station is quite resourceful, of course, so I wanted to go ahead and wonder if, if we might be able to possibly, after the job is done, of course, if we find anything inside of, say, the evidence lockers that might, well, you wouldn't mind go missing.
I might be able to have a few things go missing, depending. Of course, depending on how well you do, if you come back, and what it is that you're after.
Wonderful.
We can discuss that more later.
Of course. The job needs to be done, of course. And, yes, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for your assistance, and I hope you don't die. That'll be more paperwork back for me. I have to explain that to your rogue trader.
Yes. We'll be sure to try our best, but yeah, we've handled Necrons before.
Oh.
Not fun.
First, let me see. Does he think of this? Just before you go, another thing does come to mind is another of the gangs, the Women of the Night. They produce and supply a lot of drugs, so there may be some way to get to the Jackals through them. I don't know too much about the relationship there. I just know that they tend to exchange supplies. So possibly you could indirectly solve this. But again, it's up to you what you do. Just don't go wiping any of them out.
I see. I would assume that the Women of the Light, or Women of the Night, might not take too kindly of us taking out one of possibly their biggest suppliers, or their buyers.
Possibly you could make a deal with them in some way. I'm not sure. They're a lot more sane than the Jackals. A lot of them are ex-nobles that just got tired of the noble life and went down to be gangers.
That's quite impressive.
Not
Very well.
fully stable, but more stable than the people that are high on their drugs.
Very true, very true. All right then. Well, we shall go ahead and get right to work, and
Finally!
we should have this matter finished and give it a couple days, maybe, if not earlier.
I'll keep an eye out. Of course, you can keep me informed of your progress if you wish.
Will do. Do you happen to have an astropath at the station?
We do not have an astropath. We do have some comm frequencies, though, and he basically sends you the frequencies. That's my personal one, so do not just bog it down if you would please.
I will be sure not to do so. Very well. Gentlemen, we have, some gets to crump, as Malachi would say.
Finally!
See, where you guys can be heading?
I'm assuming that we got the information about the Jackals on our data slate, correct?
Yeah, he sent you the locations of a few of the places that they frequent, as well as a place that you could meet with the Women of the Night or the cultist Anatus if you wanted.
All right.
Who do we want to meet with?
I think we want to go ahead and I feel like we should approach directly by going just straight to the Jackals. I know that there's always diplomatic options, but at the same time, I know Gizmek came along for a good fight, and I want to give that to him. I feel like it'd be fun.
Gizmek is going to be supremely pissed if he doesn't get the fight that he signed up for, so yeah, you probably have the right idea.
Sator would be...
There's a few places that you can pick from. There's basically an entrance onto the surface that they tend to hang out nearby, seemingly that they use for getting in and training their beasts. There's several taverns and stuff like that.
We're going to a tavern! Straight to a tavern! Don't even tell us any of the other ones. We're going straight to a tavern.
You might like the last one. The last one is essentially a couple of fight pits that they run.
That's good.
Kind of gladiatorial events, either with people or with beasts or with both.
Gizmek is going to go in.
I feel like wait, Gizmek, we could go to multiple of these.
Yeah, this is just areas that they frequent. So there's a couple places that they run. They wouldn't run any of the bars, but they frequent them quite a lot. You can always find
bar fights, but I like the idea of the fight pits.
Yeah, and then also be just an entrance that they come in and out of a lot.
God damn it! God damn it! It's just I like the bar fight idea, but then you just throw a fight pit at me. I'm just
That's why I was wait and hear the last one. You might like that one more.
Alright, is Gizmek going to participate in the fight pits, and then me and Maluk are going to look over and scream, woo!
Scream, woo!
One for bar, one for tavern, two for fight pit. Alright, we're going for the tavern. Let's go.
We're going for the tavern.
You guys can just take a bit and think about, and we can hop over the Holtz if you guys want to actually think about it.
Or we can go on the way to the tavern and then can discover other stuff later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll back over to Holtz
it
for a
will be a
little bit.
fairly long walk. You're heading to the underhives, so you're like heading to a freight elevator and taking it down,
Mhm.
which is going to take you like a couple hours to get down.
The entire time we're going down, it's just Gizmek saying, "Crumpet kitchen, crumpet kitchen, crumpet kitchen, crumpet."
Because like hyping himself up, you have to restrain him from breaking the elevator a couple times.
He's been jumping
Yeah,
up and down, jumping.
Uh,
He like jumps too heavily a couple times and it stalls.
They just kicks the elevator again to get it moving again.
Yeah. That's the right to percussive maintenance. It continues down.
One side of the elevator just is like sparking, just.
It tilts a bit. Gizmek walks too far to the side and it tilts because he's heavy.
But yeah, we'll head to the tavern.
You guys go towards either a bar or a fight pit, seemingly. Or you can
I roll
put over
for the
Holt.
tavern. We're going to the tavern, and yeah,
as you cut over
yeah.
Holtz, the conversation is, "That's why I like you, Yusuf. You're nice and quiet. You don't talk much. Sometimes, as much as entertaining as Gizmek can be, the lad never shuts the hell up."
Fuck you.
Goes with like nod. Grunt. Lets out a grunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You continue on. You get to it's like Mistress Delilah Jane's like manor house. It's like it is like almost as impressive as the governor's palace. There's like this very large, like noble house. You'd have seen a few of them in your time. Probably been inside a few. This one looks like extra fancy. Above it, there are gardens around. It's got it's got its own mini wall around it. Like this place could be sieged on its own and hold for a bit. There's guards going around. It definitely has a fair bit of security and a lot of wealth on display.
Mm-hmm. More wealth than the governor's palace.
So yeah, you can see like the governor's palace, like in its heyday before he started like taking down some of the wealth, it would have been better. But he's as he said, he's been taking down some of the more extravagant stuff, whereas seemingly Jade has been putting up more shit on display. It almost looks like all the wealth that got taken from the governor's manor got put to here. It's like it's kind of that level of like her place probably looks a bit more fancy now than the governor's place. Like it's smaller and it's not as grand, but there's a lot more obvious wealth.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, I just kind of keep strolling on in until something stops me.
Yeah, so you head up to the gate and there's a couple guards by it.
And I say,
they're in like almost like guard, like similar to like guard outfits. They got like flak and las guns, but with some obviously like not guard livery. These are like her personal guards, seemingly.
Yep. And I basically just walk up and say, "Stand aside. I'm expected."
So that's for us to check. So what's your name?
The fact that you don't know shows how little you actually matter. Stand aside. And I would like to use command. I have command.
Yeah. Yeah, Commando X. I'll give you
plus 10. All right. This is. There you go.
Yeah. As they kind of like hesitate for a moment, she kind of like look at each other, look at you, look at your weapons, then kind of like stand to the side. You can see him like putting a hand to his ear.
And I go through.
Oh
You
god,
start
damn.
walking up.
Just fucking big dick move.
Yeah, you're walking this like. Yeah, you're walking this like this nice gravel path, like all these like bushes and flowers and all that like elegant, artly arranged around. Yeah, this like very nice garden again, very crisp, clean air. Definitely like some very hard-working air recyclers around, but hidden so you can't see them or hear them. You're walking up to this manor. It's like big, like way too big for how big it's needed. Wooden door with like gold leaf through it.
I rolled a
Start
5.
approaching.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
And Yeah, no, I just, I mean, like, if no one stops me, I'm just gonna walk into the manor.
So you walk up to the door and like the doors are closed.
Oh, well, I mean, is there like a,
Yeah,
A
there's like
doorbell?
there's a knocker.
I
There's
will,
a
I
knocker
will,
on it.
I'll be polite. I'll knock.
You knock, and after a moment, the door opens. And there's like this young woman and these like long, like flowing silks there. It's like, like looks at you for a moment. Like, oh, you must be the Lord Holt, yes?
Indeed, I am Rogue Trader Holtz.
Ah, yes, the mistress has been expecting you. Please come with me.
I follow.
Step through the door, all of a sudden you feel woozy, you fall over.
It wouldn't be the first time a woman has
Oh,
tried to
my-
tie me up like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Did I go robot or something?
You might have gone silent for just a second.
Oh, good minute.
You've gotten slightly delay, if anything.
Yeah, it's gone back to green now. I think it's good. Need this shit out for a second. Or maybe
Yep.
not.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
You guys just not responding for minutes. I think I'm delayed.
Oh, we're
Oh.
sort of sitting around.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're fine.
Technical issue. Technical difficulties.
Technical
Yeah,
difficulty.
Yeah, this.
Risky
Yeah,
maybe
this.
not
Yeah,
that
your
down.
woman invites you in, us leading you through. Yeah, it's like very opulent, and just I think you've got enough experience with nobles in that unit. So like, there's a lot of wealth, but it's a lot less tacky than other places would be. Like it's actually like good like interior design is actually there's actually like design to it. It's not just like wealth for the sake of wealth. It's like it actually looks good. So whereas you definitely would have been just like wealth. Yeah, definitely. It's the level of wealth that it actually does look good, and it doesn't just look like just money everywhere for the sake of it. You get led through. Yes, similar to the palace. It's like a very nice waiting room. I will collect the mistress.
You do that, yes. And I will take a seat.
Yeah, anything?
You went a little bit robot there. I'm sorry.
Is there anything that I can get you while you wait?
Just a glass of water. Or whatever the water equivalent in 40k is.
Yeah, there's water.
I mean, I didn't know if they have, like, nutrient liquid that, but no.
They do, but they would also have actual water.
Yeah, just water.
Yeah, she heads off and comes back in a few minutes with the glass of water. Yeah, she
It was a
hands
long
it to you and kind of backs up. Yeah. So she backs off and then it's kind of like stood in the corner, so you're like waiting for if you need anything.
Yep. I just kind of like swirl the water in the glass like it's a wine glass, even though it's just water, and just like casually sip it, mostly just to wet the palate more than anything else.
And give me a toughness test with a +10.
Joseph is there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn a fate point to not burn. Spend a fate point to reroll it, and I'll spend another to give me a +10.
All right.
+20. Just barely. I needed that +20.
Holy.
So yeah, you can thank Malachi for this. This
Sure.
like rumbling kind of builds up in your stomach and then travels down, and you manage to keep in the fart.
Yeah! I I knew you'd get paranoid enough to do it. I knew it.
You spend one fate point to make you spend 2.
Alright. Alright. That's fair.
Worth it.
Okay,
Worth it.
Holtz is paranoid.
You give it
You
a
drink it,
bar?
it's nice, like, yeah, crisp, clean water. Like, probably close, like, the cleanest water. Most water tends to be a bit gritty. Yeah, you're waiting for a couple minutes. Like, would you do anything in particular during your wait?
If it was more than like 5, I'd probably like get up and like walk around the place.
It's probably
Otherwise-
like 5 people from when she left, and the serving girl first left. Like a couple minutes after you've gotten your water.
Then I'd probably just like casually like sip the water, comment on things with Yosef. I don't know if Yosef talks back or not.
He's quite quiet.
Yeah.
Especially quiet today.
Just
Because the thing that controls him is not present.
I just talk at him then.
Yeah. After a bit, you're waiting, and then the door opens, and in sweeps this on the taller side, but not massively, a bit above average height. It's like, again, younger-ish looking woman. Yeah, probably around like just shy of 30 or so. Again, dark skinned, as dark skin seems fairly common on this world. There's like a lot of a lot of makeup. She's got these like silks, these like silk robes kind of. You'd be able to tell there's like a slight hint of transparency to them, but not that they can actually see anything. Kind of sweeps in. It's like a fair amount of jewelry on her. Again, but being more like a tasteful level. She's not as like baked in gold and jewelry. She's got some on display, but she still looks good. She's definitely quite an attractive woman. She sweeps in and comes over. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. I have a lot of business that I tend to. Yes.
As do
Thank you for coming, Lord Holt.
we all, Mistress Jade. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I, reach out to shake her hand.
Yeah, she shakes her hand. A firmer grip than it would look like. Than she looks like. Definitely a bit stronger than she looks. So, like, yep, how strong are you?
I have not. I'm not super strong. I only have 30. 32 to be exact.
Yeah, you're probably about the same level of strength, like a little bit above average, but not really. Yeah, she like shakes your hand. Well, I'm not one for beating around the bush with this thing. I would like your aid with this, and I'm willing to reward you for it.
And what would exactly you need me to do?
Well, simply declaring your support for my backing would be of great aid. Anything else beyond that, I would definitely appreciate.
And what exactly would I get in return?
Well, great deal of monetary value, though I'm sure as a rogue trader you have little need for excess of that. I have a lot of connections and resources of other things. Information. I have a couple other, not rogue traders, but traders that travel around, that learn a lot, that can speak with you. I have some access to artifacts and items that do not go on the actual market that I could provide. A deal of value. Should you provide your support to me?
Mm-hmm. And if you were to become the governor, what exactly would you do with it?
Make this world something worth noting.
And you can't do
Sure,
that from your
well-
current position.
Not as much as I could from the governorship position. There are many ways that I can build up the world on my own, but I can't do as much as if I controlled the policy of the world. So dealing with these Xenos, the amount they have right now is more of a drain than a boon. They bring some level of their usefulness here, but not much. I can see use for the orcs for manual labor, and the Eldar for their lore and their items, but they just walk around here, not really giving much to this world. I can see this world become, well, a jewel of the sector, really.
I see.
A diamond in the rough, so to speak.
And what do you think of your competitors?
The general is far too military, as I'm sure almost all generals are. He doesn't so much see this place as a world, he sees it as a fort, and he would make it into such. And the boy, well, I'm sure he means well. He doesn't know the first thing about what it's actually like to govern a place. He was raised with a theory and all of that, but he hasn't actually had to do anything.
And what was your opinion of the previous governor?
In his youth, he was good enough, but as he got older, he got senile a bit. Started making some nonsensical policies that myself, the other nobles, and even the commander of the Arbites had to fight to stop from going through. If not for... Really, we've been running the place for the last few years, with him gone, and even when he was here. And, well, the apple does not fall far from the tree, as the old Terran saying goes. I don't really see his son being any better. I can't really see how he can do worse, but I don't see him being a great ruler. I'm sure he thinks he can do well, but I doubt it in practice.
Holtz kind of like sets his glass down and kind of tenses his fingers. Mistress Jade, as a rogue trader, I've my purview is in negotiations. So I'd like to do some negotiations with you.
Of course.
I'd like you to reconsider the situation from a more galactic perspective. If you were to make Dandorf an important trade hub of the Imperium, or even of this sector, it would gather certain attentions. And if you were found to be in the governorship, who do you think would be taking the blame of said intentions, or of said attentions?
Well, generally the one in charge. So if I run this place into the ground, most would put the blame with me.
Not in the ground. No. Even if you made it successful, it gathers unwanted groups. The Inquisition is obviously the most threatening thing if it turned its attention here with the Xenos presence, but not just Xenos and the Inquisition. Certain other groups might come here and try and build strength.
Do you think I built up the amount of wealth I have by letting every secret and every person that wishes to messes with me through? I know enough about how to keep people out, and there'd be generals for the military side of that. But you need not worry about insidious things getting within. You know how to keep an eye out for that sort of thing.
Yes, but I'd also like to point out a different approach that you could take. As you said, the boy means well, but he's young and manipulable. With the right push, you can basically get him to do whatever you want.
I did try as such, but he is, well, somewhat of a zealot. He has his beliefs, and he's not going to be thrown from them. He has it out to see every laborer, everybody in the lower hives get a level of life as any noble. Frankly, is not doable.
I agree.
We need workers. He does not see that.
And to that extent, I agree. However, at the same time, he also needs support of the nobility.
And why do you think he does not have it?
Exactly. You can pull the strings, Mr. Jade, and I can see to it that he listens to your advice. But that would take it would take a bit of cooperation from you. Now, if you insist on obtaining the governorship, then, well, we can discuss that too, but alternatives tend to be profitable in other ways.
He said, I'm sure the boy thinks he knows what he's doing, but I can assure you he does not. I could provide all of the advice that I could, and even he listened to it. He has his own way. He would not listen to everything, and he would run this place. Not good.
Again, Mr. Strayed, that's because he didn't ask for your advice. He did, however, ask for my help.
Hmm.
That's why I said we need cooperation. A little bit of backroom dealing.
I do not see a way to cooperate with the boy or keeping this world functioning, really.
If you've been to the governor's mansion, you'll find a few details that I think you might find interesting. He's been selling his wealth.
Yes. I've seen it. Yes, I don't think he's realized how much it would take to accomplish what he wants. Been trying to renovate the lower hives, set up. Zach forgets the word.
Welfare reform?
Kind of, yeah. Like things to help people get off of drugs and all that stuff.
Of rehabilitation centers.
Yeah, rehabilitation. That's it. Set up rehabilitation centers. Give more power to other people. Help them out of their struggles, which I'll never say is a bad thing, but he has not realized the extent. He has barely gotten started in the capital. Look how much he's had to sell from his own estate.
That's why you need to.
This is
That's
like
why.
one hive upon this city, upon this planet. There are. Seems like think for a moment. I believe there are around 70 hives on this planet. A couple are even larger than the capital.
And that's why you need to show him. Let him go through with his policies for a few years. Support him, and then when his policies have failed to bear fruit, use that to leverage to convince him to change policies. A delay.
Just
To be
saying I
sure.
should let him run this place into the ground before I raise it back up.
Not to the ground, obviously. Put a deadline. Make a deal. Say that he has, I don't know, 10 years. You can even make it less if you want, to turn around even one hive city. If he succeeds, then perhaps he's better than we both thought. If he fails, then you've backed him into a corner and he has no choice but to work with you.
I can see the merit in that. You are. I didn't strike a rogue trader as knowing about these sorts of things.
It is my business, after all. After all, my
obviously-
family's been involved in this type of business for... well, my warrant of trade has been signed by the Emperor himself.
Well, others that I've met have been little better than pirate. You surprised me.
It's my business, after all.
I will consider this. There's some merit to that. Let him try his thing while I give him advice, guidance on how to do things.
Funding, perhaps to better control his finances and how he spends it.
I'll take this into consideration, Lord Holtz.
I'm glad we could come to an arrangement. I reach out my hand to shake hers.
Yeah, she shakes it. It's been an enlightening visit.
I'm happy to.
Sure your hardest target is ahead of you.
I'm well aware.
The general's not a politician. Do not expect him to use honeyed words or anything. Expect him to be extremely upfront about what he's after and very resistant to any kind of change.
I've gathered as much from my investigations. However, if I were to get to United Front from you two, he'd probably lose most of his support, would he not?
He has the support of the local militia, essentially, the PDF. But that's simply because, he is the general. If he sees the people and the nobles lined against him, I doubt he's going to try and fight his own world. He did come here for a retirement of sorts. I doubt he'll be happy about it. And I doubt they would take too kindly to us removing him. There'd be tension if he stayed, but it could work.
And just to be clear, you wouldn't be opposed if I announced my support for Lord Blackwell, would you?
As long as you have discussed this deal. I believe I may need to arrange a meeting with him to discuss this.
Perhaps we can come together, the three of us. Perhaps the four of us, if I can convince General Red.
We haven't really talked much. That'd probably be a good idea.
Very well. You may receive a correspondence from my ship in the near future.
I'll wait for it with bated breath.
And with that, I get up and take my leave.
Well, damn, Holt's actually being a suave diplomat motherfucker.
Yep.
Didn't even have to roll for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play it out, I'm not going to make you roll as well. You made a good argument. Yeah, and then you're going to take a shuttle out to the general's fort, essentially.
Yeah. I have an idea, but Gizmek's kind of busy at the moment, so I'll do this. I'll do this with just Yosef.
You can always message him.
You can invite Gizmek.
Yeah, I'll send a message to Gizmek, saying, "Hey, I'm about to meet General Red. If you're interested in meeting him."
It's like you guys are like, we cut over to Gizmek, and a lot of you guys are like getting off the elevator in the lower hive, and Gizmek gets this message.
Get the message.
I'm willing to hold off on meeting him until you're like ready to meet him, if you want to meet him. Though I'm not going to wait super long.
We could do like a short delay and stuff, and just assume that we wait up a little bit and then meet him with Holtz.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know if you wanted to do something first and then go meet him.
Gizmek gets this message. It's like, do you want to hold off on doing this to see the general, or do you want to try and do this first and then go see the general?
I was hoping to do a quick. Malachi was hoping to go in there into the bar and try and quote unquote get some information if he finds any jackals in there. And then afterwards, once we have, the location of where the main jackal headquarters is,
We'll get a
we
toaster.
could take an intermission after that. Yeah, so let's do
Exactly.
this bar thing first, and then we can go meet the general.
Yep.
So Holtz gets that message of let me do the bar thing, and then we can do that.
Just like, hey, we're gonna do a real quick bar fight first. I'll be there.
Holtz doesn't even comment on the bar thing. He just puts some coordinates to beat him at.
You head off to await Gizmek after the bar fight. Yeah, so you guys head towards this bar, which is called the Screaming Wheel.
All right.
I ain't greasing that wheel quite well.
It's screaming. Yeah, you come up to the building and see it. It is like, it looks like, not trying to use the word, precarious. That's the word. And it is kind of like suspended above a huge ass drop into the lower hive. It is like, you see, hanging from the roof by like a bunch of really big chains. And it's got like several like, it's like essentially long and not like ladders because they're filled in, but yeah, kind of similar to the bridge on the Necron ship. It's like these ladders that have been filled in to form actual platforms that you can walk across to get into it.
Quirky.
You can see
I
the
like
building
it.
sways a little bit. A couple of the ladders look like they get very close to falling off, but then it corrects itself.
Casually walks in.
Yeah, you definitely get the feeling like there is probably a non-zero death count here every day, just by people trying to walk across those while absolutely plastered. Because it is a long fall, you can't see the bottom. You just see like some pipes down below.
We will make her.
Probably like a couple that you can see that have like a red splat on it, which you're not sure if that's blood or rust.
Is there anyone walking
Yeah.
around as we're entering the bar?
There's people like around. It's the lower hive. It's a lot more crowded than up above. There's a lot of people around. They're giving you like a bit of a bubble around you. There's like a few feet, a couple meters.
Are there any
And
drunkards
people
as
have,
we're
like,
walking
avoiding
across the
people.
bridge?
Yeah, and you get up to the bridge and just start chomping across. It probably like bends quite alarmingly as you reach the middle, but it holds.
Mm-hmm.
And like if Ismek jumped up and down in the middle, it will probably break.
We got one dead orc now.
And that would definitely
Right.
burn a fate point, or you're just dead if you fell that far.
Well, yeah, we'll go on inside.
D10 damage.
We'll go on in.
Yep. You head up and you push open the door, and are basically blasted with sound and a fair bit of smoke. I was just like, yeah, there are definitely a lot of speakers blowing out too loud music into this place, and there is a fair build up of smoke on the roof, which is not that high of a roof. Probably Gizmek has about a forehead and up is just in the smoke.
Malachi is going to go in. He's, of course, probably walking in. Everybody just stops and turns over at us. But
As you turn in, like a couple people glance over and then go back. The rest don't even seem to notice. You see, there's a very rough and tumble bar. There's a lot of very big people, a lot of fairly obvious weapons on displays. Like everybody in here has at least a pistol on them. The bartender, you can see, has actually he actually has the same gun that Gizmek has, the naval auto shotgun, or auto cannon, whatever it's called. The big fuck off shotgun is above the counter.
Well, Malachi will go and take a seat at the bar.
Shot cannon, that's what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, naval shot cannon is above the bar on display. The bartender is a very large, beefy man, almost as wide as Gizmek.
Malachi will take a seat at the bar.
Throw patrons out himself. Yeah, you head up to the bar.
Mhm.
He looks over. He's got this one mechanical arm, one mechanical eye, and he comes in and "Oi, what's up? What do you want? What can I get you?"
Two things. One, a drink for me, the orc, and the mutant.
All right, what kind?
Strongest shit you got!
All right. What about the rest of you?
Arsenic. Arsec.
Amasec.
Amasac.
Arsenic.
Arsenic! Give me a big bottle of arsenic!
Make it flammable.
What is
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just powerful poison, isn't it?
Poison.
Yeah, arsenic is just basically death to humans.
Metal as well. It gives you a lump of metal.
I want to drink all the metal. Arsenic poison.
You psychers are weird. I like that.
So you just want Amasek?
Yeah.
Alright, and Sator? What do you want?
Something on the lower part.
Yeah, it's like Amasek is like the general word
Amasak
for
is like bare bones beer.
Yeah, Amasek.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of drinks. You wouldn't know what they're all called here because different
And
lands.
Next, just like give you the strong shit.
Come on, what are you having? Ain't got all day. Got other people to serve. What the fuck do you want?
Basically something on the lower end, which is just an excuse of drinking where you say that you are drinking, but this barely has no alcohol.
Piss water, I got you.
Great.
He goes over and comes back. Yeah, he goes over and comes back with Malachi and Sator's drinks, and he goes, how big of a drink you want? Looking at Gizmek. Strongest shit we have only comes this size, because of like a tumbler glass. I can get it bigger if you want to know. You seen the type.
Gizmek looks at that and just like, beauty.
Take that as you want it bigger then. Alright.
Yeah.
I'll get you. He goes off and he comes back with this mug that he puts in front of you. And he kind of like slides it across, and inside is this like very dark liquid that like barely moves as it gets slid across. This
It looks like stuff.
It's promethium.
it's similar.
Oh, fuck!
It has a similar look to it.
Okay. Okay.
He's an orc.
What was
He's
the
an
fucking?
orc.
There was actually like a legitimate skill for being able to deal with
Yeah,
alcohol.
Yeah.
It is gross.
He isn't like roll me a carouse.
Oh no, he doesn't have that skill, does he?
No one does, probably.
No one does, that's right!
Oh yeah, it's an advanced skill.
David, I knew I should have taken that skill to not get drunk.
I mean, technically, if it's an advanced skill, you can't succeed. I don't know how to spell carouse.
Yeah, I would
Oh
definitely fail.
no.
No.
Even give you something for like, if you don't have it, you roll this.
The man rolled the nice number.
You want to roll it?
He did.
Re-roll?
I rolled a 69.
Do you want to do a re-roll?
You rolled the 69 with a
No, I
minus
have a 27, and
4.2.
this is funny. Let's go.
Yeah, so you pick this up and you start to chug it. And then, yeah, so you're an orc, you just start glug, glug, glug. Oh, it is a basic skill, I just couldn't see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you start to just glug it down. And yeah, it feels kind of like drinking syrup or something. It's about that thick. Failure indicates he's gained a level of fatigue, also as a side effect of the substance. I don't think fatigue makes sense, so yeah. Yeah, so you chug it down, and at first you're like, huh, that was nothing. And then it hits you.
Oh no.
I am good stuff, everyone.
Yeah, you feel by force that's not enough that you like pass out or anything, but Gizmek is now absolutely plastered.
Is he blackout? Is the question.
He's probably not going to remember anything that happened here later.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Like, he'll probably pass out at some point later, but he's fine for now.
Yeah, hey Holtz, how's that meeting gonna go with Gizmek now? Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
Remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Watch
I
it
actually-
your drinks, watch Gizmek just down it, be like, look around, look confused about why he's fine, and then see his eyes go wide. He starts, yeah, there it goes. You like touch the other two. Like, anything else you guys want? He's out of it.
Another thing I'm looking for is something that may not be consumable. And Malachi will go ahead and slide a printout of, one of the jackal figure guys. Just say, we're looking for somebody that belongs to a certain group of wild.
A particular guy or just the gang?
Just the gang. Well, and
Too hard. They're over there. He just points over, kind of pointing clearly like up and over somebody, and you have to like kind of go on your tiptoes to see over some of the things. And yeah, and you see a group like dressed fairly similar to that. These like just kind of like a jacket and pants and nothing else, like chest and arms all on display and fairly rippling with muscle, but also almost looking a bit gaunt. Include like these like group of like 4 guys and this like weird, almost like a dog, but it's like it's like the size of like a very large dog. It's like one of those dogs that's like the size of a person.
Perfect.
Like, red mohawk going down it. It's just a
His
big spike
pulls out
collar.
his war scythe and charges them.
no.
Aren't there people in the way?
All that shit, you go outside.
We're not going to do this here.
Gizmek pulls out his war scythe and runs straight at them.
Oh,
Screaming.
God.
You just go running at these guys at the table.
I'm going to go ahead. All right, Gizmek, roll willpower.
Oh my, yes.
You want to fucking
Does he have a penalty and or bonus? Because he's drunk out of his mind.
Fuck.
I think like they would kind of cancel out, as like he wouldn't be as in control of his will, but also be a lot harder to influence him. But I think
Okay.
As Gizmek begins charging, Malachi just says stop, and then fucking Gizmek just keeps going.
Oh,
He's like
God.
another person nearby stops drinking, looks confused, and then continues.
Oh God. Oh.
So you got stopped for a moment. And yeah, Gizmek, roll me a. What would you use to like shove your way through a bar?
Athletics.
I would assume
Is that
strength.
Is there a general skill?
There is something, because I have a thing for a hiver for thick crowds.
Yeah, so you get a bonus. Yeah, see if it says on there what the thing is.
Oh,
I mean,
crowds do not count as difficult terrain for me. Running or charging
Contortionist.
dense crowds gives no penalty to agility tests, so it'd be agility.
I think with Gizmek and the crowd, this would be more strength. I imagine he's more shoving them out of the way than slipping
that's fair.
through.
Yeah.
Gizmek
I'm
just
like
more
blind
strength.
rushing.
A lot of strength with a plus 20, since you're an orc and you are drunk.
Wow, I'm re-rolling that. Fuck you.
99.
9. Wow. Just
That's
immediately
better.
trip on like a shoelace.
Oh God.
Yeah, so Gizmek just starts like shoving people out of the way and just like smashing through the crowd. Not subtle at all. It's like not standing up and getting out weapons.
Oh,
The dog thing like, gets up from where he'd been laying down. You can see like the dog creature, you guys don't actually know what it is. Presumably a jackal. Yeah, you can see it is not like rippling muscle. It's like quite similar to like a warg in fancy things, but this is like red mohawk down it.
I look at Mal.
You can
I
see
look
them
at
like reaching the tables and pulling out weapons. It's like some of them have like pistols and like knives on them. One gets out what is basically like an AK.
I look at Maluka as Gizmek is still charging. Should I try to somehow trip him, or is it too late?
It's already too late. Take a sip from your drink and jump over the counter with me on 3, 2.
Hey, no good over the counter.
Malachi does it anyways, as like fucking gunshots are about to go off.
Yeah, you
Zaytor throws his glass behind him and jumps over.
with the auto gun brings up and just it's just like kind of you see him like basically like taking careful aim against him because he's pushing through the crowd and just takes off a shot.
Should we roll initiative here, by the way?
This would be before he actually gets to them, so this guy would get the shot in.
Okay.
And how
Unless
many
you
people in the
want to do
crowd
anything,
get
he's on.
shot instead of Gizmek?
Nah, Gizmek, you fucking he's drunk and orc. He can take it. Have fun with your autogun, buddy.
This is an auto gun. Yeah, he'd be burst firing it as he's going to fire a few shots into you. That is a 20, so that he got a half aim off, so that is so that'd be 2 hits. To your
Burst
head.
fire would be a full action,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that would be
and burst fire doesn't benefit from aim anyways.
Right. So yes, that'd be 2 of them hit then, because you got 3 degrees, so that's just 2. So still 2 hit. So that hits you in the head because you rolled a 20, which becomes a 2. You can use actually able to hurt you though.
Fucking crit 10, crit 10.
It's D10 plus 3, so that's 5 and 4.
They both just fucking glance off of his fucking like bear trap as he's sprinting.
Well, because like presumably, like although it's not in the art, you do actually have a helmet.
Yeah, I have head armor technically.
I like to imagine that as he goes into battle, the bear trap closes shut, and it's actually a helmet.
Or a night helmet.
Yeah, because he just goes running in, the thing in one hand, it slaps a helmet on and keeps going. And yeah, ting, ting, couple bullets glance off the forehead. And you keep running in. And let's get just like a rudimentary map.
All right.
Yep.
Just Gizmek continues charging in, just like, I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank.
God damn it.
Do we roll initiative now?
Yeah.
Just drawing up a very...
It's 1d10
Roll
plus
1d.
agility modifier.
Plus
I mean, assuming
whatever
that
else.
we need to add a bartender as well as the jackals then, too.
There will also be the general patrons, but they won't be getting involved unless you shoot them. They see enough fights here, they're like, yeah, you see them all just kind of going around to watch the show. A couple that are like behind Gizmek, moving to the sides.
Nice.
It's just another show.
Oh my god,
It's
nice.
just another show at the rickety bar hanging over the fucking giant pit of death.
Yeah, this is Tuesday.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Let's go!
Let's go. Follow me.
This is exactly what I wanted this session. I'm so happy.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Drunk ugly charging into the fucking enemy.
They got a little second to move, so they're all facing.
Oh yeah, I need to make an important note. How big are this fucking dog thing's teeth?
Big. It's a jackal.
So are there going to be tables?
It's like a warg in fantasy things.
Alright.
So it is a very large dog. It's closer to a wolf than a dog.
Alright.
So let me token.
19. What the fuck? There.
Daddy's a doggo.
Doggo.
Yes, and you're an orco.
Oh, he's a big boy!
He's so fluffy.
I'm aware of his coat!
And now let me roll for the NPCs.
Do you want to do mob rules?
No, these guys would be individuals.
Okay.
There's not enough of them. They're rolling well, though.
I still can't get over the fact right now that fucking I have to have like the fucking interface like go over Gizmek because he's too big. Otherwise, he would cover half of the map.
I am wholeheartedly it would just be fucking interesting to see just all of them gun down Gizmek for fucking just rolling critical after critical. And it's
Yeah, these guys aren't named, so all their 10 will do is that they will do at least 1 damage. Unnamed characters can't get Emperor's Fury.
really okay.
Oh.
What about the
Yeah, it's like named characters like you will remember after the fight, they don't get the thing.
Hey, Zach, is this guy's agility 31? The man who tied with me?
You beat him.
Nice.
Alright, so these guys, yeah, these guys are high as balls. They're not like taking the time to be like, okay, shoot him and then let him come to us. They're just running at you as well.
Yeah, everyone's drunk.
Oh no, these guys aren't drunk. These guys are high on combat stims.
That too.
And yeah, it's like just like your vision's swimming. You see this guy with like dilated eyes and like bloodshot stuff around, like veins popping out, muscles bulging. Just hefts up this like length of pipe with like clear like made with like a crude axe. Comes running at you. Just screaming at the top of his lungs, which you fairly easily overpower because your lungs are like twice the size. Comes running in at you. And gets a 21, that hits.
And does it do damage though?
That hits a 12, I think that's one of your arms. Do you want to try and dodge? I'm going to say you'll have like a minus 20 on agility stuff, given that you are drunk.
And an orc.
I can't parry with this thing.
General low.
Can't I choose the dodge after knowing the damage that would do?
Yeah, you can. Yes. So that is 9, 12, 15.
He's wearing armor too, so
Yeah, but it is primitive, so I think your
It
armor
would be halved and that wouldn't do damage.
No, I think your armor counts as double.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it wouldn't do damage.
Yeah, he's like brings this down and kind of glances off the shoulder, scratching off a bunch of the paint, but not causing any.
I just put that on!
The dog comes running up. Just realised the scale is at 5 foot. Actually, need to make it a more 2 scale. The speed 2.
Don't forget that if you hold Alt while you're rescaling it, you ignore the rescaling grid thing.
Yep. So the dog also, like, seeing that combat has started, bounds up and sprints at you, kind of jumping up and going for your throat. These big jaws, which will actually be able to fully get around your neck. It's a big dog, or jackal, wolf, whatever the thing is called. It just barely hits. Comes running up. Get 16 damage. Yeah, plus 10.
Damn, these guys are hitting.
Ah, he actually does do damage.
Yeah, and this would have 3 pen.
Alright, yeah, I'm
And
actually
this
going
dog's bite is not primitive.
I would try to dodge that. So agility, you said with a minus 10.
Yeah, well, it's dodge with a minus 20. I don't think you can. And if you roll a 1, if you roll a 1, you still succeed.
Yeah, no, fuck,
You
never
can
mind.
try.
So how much damage would that be?
So it's 16 with 3 pens, so essentially 19 damage, minus your soak.
is it primitive?
No. Natural weapons are never primitive.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the natural weapons are always considered primitive. I don't remember.
Well, it's like they don't take the penalties to it, and yeah, it's like most of them are like tough enough they would get through that. So yeah, that would essentially be 19 damage minus your soak, which I think is 16. 3 wounds. His thing comes up and to get you in the leg. He clamps his teeth around your leg and starts biting into it. And give me a strength, as this is a big wolf like pulling on your leg. Let's see if it knocks you over. It rolled a 2. Jesus.
Guess Mac's not having fun.
Yeah, as it comes on, bites onto your leg, you try and like hop backwards, you kind of advance and you fall onto your back. These things have been rolling well. Jesus fuck.
The blessed dice.
Malachi, you see Gizmek's head just tip behind the crowd. That's the growling of a wolf.
Are there currently
So,
gunshots going off?
So 19
there's
damage
a
minus my soak.
couple.
My soak would be, what would it be?
It'd be 10 for your toughness minus your armor, so I think 16.
And for your toughness.
Yeah, you have the carapace, which is 6.
Plus.
Yeah, so it should be 3 wounds, I think.
Okay, that makes more sense. So like 3 actually 3 wounds.
So generally, when I know you have more armor, it's easiest to add the pen to the damage.
All right, now I'm
Yeah.
now I'm keeping track of it. Okay. I was confusing myself. I was like, holy shit! I was reading it like the opposite way around. And I was looking at how I had my armor written. I was like, holy shit! That thing just did 14 damage to me. What? It's like I'm not reading this. I'm not reading this right. How did that do so much damage?
Yeah, it's like just puncturing through the leg and like nipping into your leg a bit, but no serious
All right,
actual damage.
that's a lot.
It's like if he got you on the phone, kind of whipping your leg around in the classic like dog thing.
Oi, mutt!
Malachi is very calm at this situation.
He would have heard the like from the gunshots, and then you can hear Gizmek like yelling at the dog. You can hear Gizmek over everything in here, and it has gotten surprisingly quiet as people are now watching the show.
Oh, they're all still sitting down normally.
Yes.
Like watching the show. Oh. So it's
Yeah, they're kind of like leaning back watching it. Like some people like moved out of the way a bit. Oh, they always count as primitive.
Yep.
So actually, yeah, so you would actually double your armor, so that wouldn't have done any damage. And you got your hit points back.
but he's still on the floor.
Yeah, I thought it was they ignore the primitive quality, but no, it is the exact opposite.
Yep.
Malachi is going to take this turn to half action, sip on his Amasek, and other action. He's going to. I'm guessing the bartender's like act like he's beginning to reach for his shot cannon.
Yeah, like, when you said like let's jump over the thing, he's like, "Don't you fucking dare!" And he's like putting his hand up, like, "I'll get the gun."
It's like, I'll slide you 100 credits if you ignore the orcs and we get rid of the bodies. Like slides it over.
He takes it. He's like, "That's fucking standard policy." He's not going to say no money, but that's what he does anyway. This is the level nobody cares.
No.
Oh, you also don't care to get the money back because it's Holtz's money, so fuck it.
Yeah, he hands over Holtz's credit card.
I think you'd have like cred sticks. There's actually like small currency in the Imperium.
And
They make $1 gelds? What?
Yeah, there's like single coins in the lower hive.
Just like
Is
the,
that-
Is this what?
just like
is this
Holtz's
what poor
unknowledge.
people used to pay for their meal? What?
There are pennies? It's like there are dollar bills? What the
Look at just like what a fucking like Christmas special episode of Rogue Trader. Once we get back around there, where just Holtz has its entire fucking like goddamn.
Like, there are $20 bills? Who the fuck uses that little money? What the hell?
Happening.
Bah humbug.
with Gizmek, give me a high or low.
Low.
High. All right. Malachi keeps on sipping on his Amasek.
Oi.
Just watching.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, you can hear like, a general murmur. You can see people like trading money. It's like, yeah, people are just like making bets on who's going to win this.
how
Yeah.
it's
It seems like this is not an uncommon sight down here, and people are just watching the show now.
yeah.
Like, especially since the guy has stopped shooting. People kind of dive to the side of the gunshots and now have gotten back into their seats. And this guy, he gets up and you see he doesn't grab a weapon, he just has like a mechanical arm, which looks fairly beefy. And he also comes in. Aha! He gets a 93. Even if deep thrown, he kind of brings down this fist and he manages to roll out of the way. It punches into the floor and you see like, some of the floorboards creak. Actually, no, it's just be plain metal, so it's like a very slight denting of the metal. And he pulls his
You
arm
can't aim for shit.
isn't it?
Right. What does it
Dog
take
is
to get
just
out from
biting
prone?
the leg. It is a half action.
Is the dog like still pinning me though, or something?
It's like holding onto your. You can like get up with it there. It's not like pinning you. It's just like It's like biting onto your leg. But you can still get up.
Right. Is it a half action to get up, and then can I still swing with a war scythe for a half action?
Yeah, it's a half action to attack. So
Right.
so you can
Half
like,
action.
kick at the dog a couple of times and you get up. It's still clamped on your leg and it's trying to pull you over. But it seems like it's more like trying to like disable people. It's like just trying to pull you down.
I ignore the dog and I swing at the dude who tried to like use his sword or what the fuck ever over here with the war scythe.
Yeah, so like this guy has like a custom great axe. This guy has like a weird strong fist. This guy has like a bunch of knives, and that guy has a gun.
Damn. I'm not doing too well with the rolls here, and I'm
Yeah,
out
so, like,
of.
chuck it up and you boom, swing down, but it's like awkward and heavy. The guy that sees it coming in ducks out of the way. You can see the guy's moving like pretty quick. Well, for you, everything's fairly sluggish because you are drunk. Yeah, and then you need the strength. Using that weapon. I'll say that since you're drunk, you'll have a +5 on it. Since you wouldn't notice the fatigue as much.
That's fair.
We need some bar fight music. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I keep forgetting I have music. It's not specifically bar fight music because I'm a dumbass and keep forgetting to get music.
We can't get copyrighted stuff.
But I have a bunch of non-copyrighted stuff. I just keep forgetting to actually put it into the roll20. Does Vector want to roll your strength with your +5?
Oh yeah.
So using the war scythe?
I forgot to do the +5. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, though.
Just that would be 2 degrees, that'd be 3 fatigue.
Damn.
Actually, no, that'd be 2 fatigue. I'm going to get rid of the 1 plus. I think the degrees of failure. So you take 2 fatigue. You just swing this thing around, and yeah, just like a couple swings, and your arms are already like starting to get sore. Like, yeah, I think this guy would like see you like struggling a bit, and this kind of like it's like spinning around a bunch of knives. He's kind of like looking around at the bar, seeing if anybody else wants to join. He's just like has all of these knives out, doing a bunch of tricks.
He's a jester.
Yeah, he's kind of got all these knives, and, like juggling them around, and as you can see, he's like juggling them, but in the way that he could throw one really quick. He's like ready to lob something at you. Oh, lob something at anybody that joins in. Right. Yeah, the bartender, if you guys aren't doing anything, he's just kind of like keeping an eye on it. So you're watching. Well, Sato. Sato, are you gonna do anything?
This basically turned down into watch the orc fuck around the part 2.
Yeah, basically.
Malachi Giznek outnumbered 5-1. It's like, let him have fun.
Question: are these guys aware at all that we are here?
It's like they know that you're there, but they don't know if you like know the orc.
If we're involved.
Yeah, it's like the guy that's joining is kind of watching the entire bar. He kind of glances at you guys because you guys have a blindfold and then a bandana on the head, so you definitely stand out.
Yep.
But he's kind of like, and then keeps like looking around.
I feel like using my eye here would be a bad idea because I'd kill the entire
You'd
crowd.
kill like basically all of the fucking
Yeah.
bar patrons.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Yeah,
not
look.
drawing out the entire bar for obvious reasons, but yeah, there's people basically everywhere.
Yeah. I'd accidentally.
Before there was a path like this, but people have since moved back in since you stopped shooting. It was like, fuck, duck down. Okay, he's not shooting. We're good.
I live life on the
Yeah, so you're just gonna what?
I know that the game has a delay, but it's only half a turn, so.
Yeah, so you're basically at the end of the initiative anyway.
Oh, did you want to do a react? Oh, well, yeah.
No.
Oh no, that I thought the delay was until his next turn comes around.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure that delay or
Delay lets you take a half action whenever you want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you can delay, and then at any point in the rest of the turn, even during somebody else's turn, you can do a half action.
I'm not going to do anything, so I'm just gonna use a half turn to drink my part of my piss water and then throw the fucking glass away.
Yeah,
And
it
then
tastes
throw
like it tastes like it's cold.
and then do a delay.
So,
If
the
I-
gun guy is doing a
Yep.
similar thing to the knife guy, kind of like has the gun, is kind of looking around, seeing if anybody else is going to run up and get involved. Since they think that the three guys can take him. This guy, seeing as you just swing at him, he's going to try and clock you as well. Just barely misses by 1.
Oh.
So you think like just like just like skims off the edge of the armor. Goes wide.
Wait, Gizmek, how much? Well, how confident are you in taking these guys? Is my question.
I mean,
He's drunk, so I imagine fairly
I'm
confident.
very confident in taking them, but he's probably gonna drop this weapon and pull out dual weapons at this point.
All right. Well, I wanted to go ahead and say, hey Zach, remember outnumbering people.
Yeah, I've been including that.
Okay, I thought you forgot that, so I was about to drop the bombshell. Like, actually,
These guys aren't the most skilled. They have a 30. They have a 30 and everything. Essentially, they're just average dudes that are high.
they always.
They have bonus strength and stuff, but that doesn't make much of a difference. And then the doggo rolls an 8. The doggo is rolling good. That is 100.
Get through that.
That's 12 damage. Yeah, it's still chewing and trying to get through your leg. Yeah, and then an opposed strength that tries to pull you down again. It fails, so I think you're fine. It failed by 3.2. Actually, it failed by 2.2.
Oh, he passed by.
Yeah, so it's trying to like pull your leg out, but you're kind of like gripping it into the floor, kind of kicking out of the dog with your other foot.
Help, mate!
Stopping it, pulling you over. Malachi.
Malachi is just he's sipping away, and Gizmek, high or low?
Low.
All right, hold on.
Please, some psychic can summon a demon in this bar.
Yeah.
You want that, don't you, Zach?
Yes, I do. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
I know as soon as I say high, you're gonna roll low.
Actually, this guy is over here. Zach, Malachi wants to feel like he's in control of this situation, even though they probably are. Would it be alright if he made this guy roll a willpower real check? Because this is a mind ability.
It's a high, so they don't have as good willpower. That is a fail by 4 degrees.
Oh, okay. Alright.
What are you doing?
Damn. That
Win.
is a dominate.
Zero levels? No, very close. You got a 23.
So
what's
the
his
psych-
dominate?
that allows a opposed willpower against the target. If the psyker succeeds, the target is controlled as if he were a puppet for as long as the psyker maintains the power. He can divide his action between himself and the target. Dominated, however, the psyker or the guy uses his own characteristics. However, he gets a -10 to all checks because except willpower.
Yeah, because you're using him as a puppet. You don't have as good control over him as you do yourself.
Yep.
So
Alright.
you're attacking the guy with the gun, right?
Yep, guy with the gun.
Okay. Yeah, you reach into his mind and you find not a whole lot there at the moment, and you easily slip inside. Yeah, you can tell this guy is high as balls.
All right, and I think that was a half action to do stuff.
Oh, it's your power. What does it say?
Opposed willpower. Focus text is. Yep, it is a half action to dominate. My apologies.
Mhm.
And another half action. Malachi sips again on his drink.
Oh boy. Also, I'm going to use my delay on the turn of the bartender. Because I have a bad idea.
You can declare it at any point. So at any point, I do my health action.
Yeah, until my until I can actually until my turn. If I don't use it before my turn, then I lose it. So that's why I'm using it then, because I have an idea.
Alright.
On stupid shit.
So the guy's gonna try and deck you again. This time, 25. He hits this time. These guys have been rolling well.
He doesn't have. He isn't considered a primitive weapon, though.
This fist is not a primitive weapon. To find what it is, where are you? Yep. The wrong bad dice. That is. That is 16 damage with 5 pen. So I think that'll just do 5 damage to you.
Yeah, I can't dodge that, so
Yeah. You can try if you have a 1 in 100 chance.
no, I'm not even going to.
I want to start doing all-out attacks if you're not gonna.
Yeah. And this guy just punches into your chest, and this fist hitting you is like, it's like being hit with a mace, kind of. You can feel like the impact go through the armor into you. Something crunches.
Oi! Get it!
They pulled it back and see like electricity kind of arch over it. Roll him something. You see like kind of you see like wince as his armor kind of like shocks come out of the arm.
Right.
So yeah, I forgot to put all their health bars in. Just a second.
Oh yeah, combat rules. I forgot. Go look that up.
All right, isn't it?
All right. Is it a half action to drop the war scythe and pull out the chain axe and power maul?
It's a half action to get. Yeah, you can drop it for free, but then it's a half action to get out weapons.
All right.
You
Yeah.
have the quick draw talent.
Drop war scythe, pull out both the weapons. So he drops the war scythe, the really heavy ass weapon, pulls out the good craftsmanship chain axe and power maul, and all out attack is a full action, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Sadly, but I will swing at the guy who's actually done damage to me, Mr. Power Fist over here, with the good craftsmanship chain axe here. And since it's a good craftsmanship, I get a +5 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually hit.
So which are you swinging at? The fist guy.
This guy.
That'll hit 16 damage.
Too bad.
So yeah. So that is 3 toughness. That is 13.
It is
He has
tearing.
He has 1 armor. That
It is tearing. I forget what tearing does.
Tearing is you roll the damage twice and take the best result. There should be a thing to tick, and it'll do that automatically.
Yeah, it does that automatically.
So that is 13 damage. He has 7 health. That is 6 critical damage.
Ow.
So these guys are just troops, though. We don't do critical damage. So yeah, how do you kill this guy?
Where does it hit? Because if it happens to be an arm, I want to saw off the arm that just hurt me.
15, that is 51. I think that is the chest.
Damn it. Oh, alright, so I cut into his chest.
But it's like you're killing him, you can flavor it however you want. Because where you hit doesn't matter for stat.
So I start cutting into his chest, but then Gizmek like rips it aside into his arm and chops off the cyber limb that punched him.
Yeah.
And just watches him bleeds out.
Yeah, you probably just like go through the hit at the waist, go through, and then also get the arm. So you cut him in half and get the arm at the elbow.
Never punching!
Just like falls to the ground. You see like his normal arm keeps trying to reach for you for a second before he collapses.
And with Furious Assault, I can do another attack.
That is when you do an all-out attack. That was not an all-out attack.
Isn't that just a follow-up on a regular attack? No, Furious Assault is just, if I get a hit, then I can do a follow-up. An all-out attack is just I do multiple attacks.
Yeah, Furious Assault is if you hit during an all-out attack, you can use your reaction to make another. Furious Assault, it has to be an all-out attack.
All right.
So next turn you can hit them. You can hit 2.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, at least I
seeing-
removed the one.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, seeing you cut the guy in half. Yeah. Well, takes the notes and goes running in. And then like slashing at you. 87. Just slides across the armor. Sato, you wanted to do something during this?
Yep. I'm just going to shoot at I need to this guy with my last pistol.
So, yeah, you could have done that before he actually ran into the combat. Yeah, I wouldn't give you the penalties for it. Actually, I don't think there is penalties for shooting into melee. I think it's just the chance of hitting allies.
Actually, no. I'm going to do a name for my half turn, which gives me a plus 20 because accurate. And then I'm going to fire and then I get a plus 13.
Oh yeah, it is all out attack.
Range or
Yeah, you're in short range. I think that's less than half. What weapon are you using?
my last pistol.
No. Oh yeah. No, I'm right. On a successful weapon skill test, gain a free second attack.
On all out attack.
Yeah, if it successfully hits his target
Let's find
using
that
the all-out attack action.
Well, fucking like shorthand shit is so misleading.
Gotta look at the actual detailed description. That's like a general
I
thing.
fucking hate that.
Yeah, I have a handout in the Roll20.
Yeah, the fucking rulebook is so annoying. Damn rulebook.
Yes, I don't think a las pistol has the accurate trait.
I have the Archeo. I'm using an Archeotech last pistol, so
The
that's
accurate ones. Fair point.
fine. I just call it the last pistol because it's easier.
Yeah.
And it actually hits.
Nice shot.
Amazing.
Nice. No extra damage though.
Crit.
You crit.
Yep. Roll to confirm the crit. Another attack.
Oh no.
No, you rolled to hit.
Roll to hit.
Yeah, same modifier. See if you hit again. If you hit again, then you roll another d10.
Oh, I need to roll to hit again first, right?
Yeah, with the same modifiers.
Okay, give me a sec. Oh.
Nice.
So I roll another. I roll.
Yeah,
Just
roll another damage. Or I mean, I guess you could use the
Just
6.
the d10. It's just the d10. It's not the full damage.
Right. Roll 1d10. 6.
All right, so it's
I'm
9
6 anyway.
damage.
Ow.
This guy had 3 soak. So it's 16 damage.
Oh, I have let me. I cannot see on Bloody Chrome how much pen I have. I have 2 pen.
They have 1 armor. That was 16 damage. This guy's 5 health. That is 11 critical damage. He's as he runs in, just shot through the head. Yeah, as if like people duck as they hear it, look over, and then see like his head is just vaporized. Like a lot of muttering. Seemingly bets are being changed. When people kind of like fill out like and chairs being scooted out of the way to give you a clear shot.
Can I tell that Malachi dominated the guy in the back?
Malachi hasn't said anything. He's been sipping his Emisec.
You generally can't tell that stuff. Psychics are very subtle. Right. Malachi, what's he doing?
I have another half a turn, so
Oh, yes. That's a half action. You can aim for the next turn if you want.
True.
Trust me, I got a fun idea. What
are you doing?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
You can't shoot. You can only shoot one.
Oh, okay. Can I shoot with another gun though?
You don't have another gun out.
I have a quick draw, so it doesn't matter.
Fair.
Yeah. So you can just whip out another gun and shoot that one.
Oh my god. I whip up my hell pistol and fire at the guy there.
If you don't have the relevant feat, it's a -20 for the second attack, and then it's shooting into melee, so it's -40.
Sure.
Man, damn. That's a 0% chance to
Yeah,
fire.
not too good if you're left hand.
I'm going to delay again.
Well, you can do an aim and then shoot then next turn and stuff.
Yeah.
Delaying is a full action.
I'm going to aim with my blast pistol again.
Actually, delay is only a half action.
Yeah.
Delay is a half action, yeah.
I thought it was a
I'm
full
gonna-
action.
It's a half action. I
Yeah,
have to roll
for
it
Oh,
down.
it's in Warhammer Fantasy. It's a full action.
All right, that'd be why.
Not, I'm just gonna delay because it's basically the same exact thing but better.
You're delaying. Got it. All right.
Yeah,
So
you
this
make
guy.
half action again later. Yep. Now what's this guy doing? You got a half action to control him.
Yep, this guy's like, this is gonna be interesting. He says aloud. He's going to. This guy.
That was his voice, actually.
It's gonna be interesting, and he's going to. His buddy. This is kind of ironic. His buddy is unaware that he's just going to unload into his back.
Yeah,
So he's
get a plus 30.
unaware, as well as he's in point blank, basically.
So unaware, point blank, but in melee, so that is a plus 40, I think. So
Yep.
roll a d100, target of 70.
All right. Let's see where this goes, Failersleski.
Can only single fire, though.
Fuck!
Yeah. Yeah, so you can like controlling him and you aim at the guy, fire. Whereas then as you like look over a few actual sites, that was like a foot to the left. Or right as you realize, oh wait, yeah, this guy's high as balls. Roll me a d10.
Okay. He just falls down in spasms. 3.
Alright. So as that fires out and you look over and realize you miss, you glance over and see somebody else at the table is now slumped over. Thankfully this was somebody on their own. Just slumped over a bullet in the back of their head.
Oh, shucks. I missed.
And yeah, thankfully this guy just thinks he missed. So you just keep fighting the orc. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are high as balls, they're not going to be running away. They're hooked up on combat drugs. He's just going to all-out attack. And miss with a 78. Yeah, and then the doggo. Doggo just barely hits. For 14 damage, so again, nothing, but opposed strength. 21. Leads by 2. It's a strong dog. Yeah, it's trying to pull you down, not getting any extra purchase on your leg, and you're sort of kicking it off. Malarkey?
I want to know, so it says that I split my actions with the dominate. So does that mean I can make him fire again if I wanted to? Okay.
He'll act on his turn, but you can just basically do nothing on your turn, then do a full action as him. Or you can do half action, half action. You can either one as a full action, or both do a half action. You take.
All right. Malachi is going to. He's. Let's see here. Full action move is just meters, so he's going. Would it be all right if he made a jog on over here, just like coming around to this side of the fight?
Yeah, that'll be your full turn though, and the other guy's turn as well.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's just gonna. He's setting up the puppet to just like stare at the fight, just like, oh boy. Malachi's just.
So Malachi is getting over there, right?
Yep.
I'm going to use my half a turn to use the curse on travel, which basically allows me to teleport.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay. What'd it do?
And I gain 1 fatigue because this is another fatigue power. Boop. And I just teleport next to Malachi.
You can. How many meters? Damn.
Yeah, what's the range of it?
The range is your perception, not perception bonus. Your perception doubled.
I want to double check
doubled.
this.
Yep,
Please
because I have
do.
it at a depth.
What's it called?
It's
the
the curse on
Yeah.
traveled. It's kind of insane.
Power, human moves to any point with a distance equal to his perception characteristic in meters, as long as he could have walked, climbed, or swam there normally without impediment.
Yep.
He fails
Also, I
to
have
use. Whether or
I
not
have
this
a-
power successfully suffers a level of fatigue.
Yep.
So I think how that power works actually is that you basically go to a different timeline where you were there.
Yep.
Yeah, the course on travel allows the navigator to negotiate this web, stepping fractionally from one moment to another. Yeah, so you just get basically, yeah, you just shift through
Yeah.
time, essentially, to an alternate reality.
How
Yeah,
I
choosing
see
an alternate future.
I need to explain something. from novice to adept, you at novice you have a -10, and at adept you lose it. But every level up, you also gain a +10 willpower with navigator
You
power.
can plus 10 willpower. You don't automatically.
No, you automatically gain a +10 every time you level up your ability on the roll. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, because when you get to adept, it becomes a +0, and then at master, you can just do it for free or as a reaction.
No, I mean it's another thingy.
Yeah, so you get the option to get a +10 willpower in your thing.
Y'all can figure this. Y'all can iron this out later.
So what does it look like when Sator does this? What does it look like?
He just kind of disappears and pops back next to Malachi.
So he just like disappears, reappears.
Yep.
It's not like you kind of run up there and then turn around and Sator's behind you.
Malachi's he's about to like raise a finger to question it, but then he lowers it, just like navigators are weird.
We cut back to the original timeline. Sator just vanishes, and then the universe continues on without him.
Where did it go?
Sator just abandons that universe to come to this one.
Yep.
Gizmok's turn.
Hi. All out attack, because there's no point in not doing that right now.
Yeah, on the man or the dog.
The man first. This.
Nice.
That'll hit. So 14 damage. That is 8 critical damage. Basically cut him in half.
All out attack normally. Remind me what all out attack does in normal.
Gives you a bonus.
I thought,
It gives you +20.
but you can't dodge.
Oh yeah, I forgot to even
Yeah,
add the
if you-
+20, so that would have been 4.6 degrees of success.
Yeah, all attack gets +20 to hit, but you cannot dodge or parry. And then for you, if you hit, you can attack again.
Using your reaction.
2 weapon wielder. I forget how that works, but all right. Swing at dog. It is with same modifiers that I should have had, and I needed that extra 25 total.
Nice, that is 13 damage with 2 pen. That does 9 damage. It is just barely alive. It's on 1 wound. You go down here, you slash across one of its legs, so like kind of collapses. Like
The dog
falls down.
starts whimpering.
But yeah, kind of gets back up and keeps like growling and trying to bite at you. Well, actually, it is an animal. Let me roll. No. Yes, you see like that like collapses and it can like starts to growl, then notices that all of its like masters are dead. And it's hard to read the emotion on an animal, but it looks suddenly a lot less sure of itself. Sator? There's a dog and a dude left.
Now, if you try and raise your pistol, Malachi will have something to say.
I'm going to do a Cynician check to see which is a half a turn for me.
If you would go to shoot the guy, then the match guy is like, nah, I got him. Like, I'm controlling him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little
You
bit
can
more
just tell me.
meta. You would probably just like not inherently know that he's doing it. Probably go for the shot, and then Malachi would.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, it wouldn't take an action because Malachi could just tell you. if
Yeah,
he
that's what he
started.
said that he was going
Yeah.
to do.
Sator is just chilling then.
He's vibing.
Well,
Gonna watch Gizmek kill a dog.
yeah,
Welcome to the vet.
what do you expect me to kill the dog?
The dog is gonna try and leg it.
Ismek does not have a reaction because he used it to make a second attack.
So the dog just turns and starts limping away. Yeah, it's got a front damage. So yeah, it's like runs up to the door, kind of like one leg pulled up in the air as it's going for the door. You like get up to it, but that's its full turn. And yeah, since you have control over it, I'll say we're basically out of combat.
Gizmek's
Gizmek
going to drop both of his weapons and attempt to run up the dog and like just grab it.
You can try and run up and grapple the dog.
Going outside on the rickety bridge. All right.
Gone
No,
outside.
he's at the
yeah,
door.
It's like at the door. Yeah.
Do I have to do like a strength check or something?
Grapple page 241. It's... to grappling on page 246. God damn it.
Yeah, I have it pulled up. The action is only used when a character is already engaged in a grapple. 246.
The grapple only exists if you're already engaged in
Yeah,
grapple.
the attacker makes a weapon skill test as normal. And you can do that as part of your charge. Yeah, so roll the thing. Well, a weapon skill with a
then.
+10 for charging.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I am going to use my fate point to redo that, actually.
To catch the dog.
Yes. That's better.
Understandable.
Yeah, you grab him.
I
Yeah, what-
refuse to have my characters in tabletop games be mean to dogs.
Yeah, what are you trying to do to the dog? Just like hold it down?
So Gizmek, you see Gizmek drop both of his weapons on the ground. So now there's like a fucking war scythe, a fucking power maul, and a fucking like chain axe sitting all here on the ground. And he runs up to this wounded dog that was limping away. He runs up to it, grabs it, and hugs it really deep against his chest. It's just like, he's one put up a fight. Gizmek likes it. He's just hugging it to his chest. He's drunk. And
It's
like,
Gizmek.
You see, is it going to try and bite you, or is it just going to try and run away? Well, I'd say 2, so it's going to try and run away. It'll try to escape. So roll me a strength. It succeeded by no degrees.
Oh damn.
God
It
damn.
actually like snaps at your fingers and wiggles, and it manages to get out. And it manages to like get outside. Not too far.
Is Gizmek going to chase after it?
Gizmek's
It's heading
chasing
for
after
one
it
of the
again.
bridges that's not quite on it yet.
Gizmek runs after it again. He's gonna try and grab it again.
Zach, well, fucking Gizmek is gone. Can Malachi go up to the puppet, like take the guy's guns, like, search him down pretty much, make sure he's all good? Like, he doesn't want him coming back to consciousness. Angry.
Take the gun, like have him sit down. Like how long does the power last?
4 rounds, because that's how much psi rating I have.
Alright. Yeah, it's got like another 10 seconds. You can just give me the gun, give me all your weapons.
Yep.
I'm going
And
to
then-
start
Pick up all your
looting the
armor.
bodies.
Also securing the weapons, the valuable shit.
And
Yeah,
Gizmek's
I think we're
weapons.
still going over there. Like, I think this is like 5 seconds. Other people wouldn't have had a chance to be like, ooh, there's weapons. He got him.
Yeah, Malachi's last action is going to have this guy sit down at the booth and sit across from him.
So then Gizmek, you're going to chase after the dog.
Yeah, let's do this again.
I mean, another weapon skill with a +10.
Oh my
So
god.
you just like see if it ends up like getting onto the bridge, because that'll be funny.
The drunken orc on the bridge, oh no.
It's got like a land bit around it. My amazing drawing skills.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you get up and you grab it again, kind of trying to get it to the ground.
Don't leave me, puppy!
It fails by 1 degree. Roll me a strength.
Nice.
It's only like in a struggles, but you like wrap around and like grab one of the legs, grab the leg that you cut, so that it can't wiggle around without causing yourself a load of pain.
He's hugging it super tight to his chest, and Gizmek is now openly crying.
Puppy.
You just like the next moment you see Gizmek coming back into the bar, like openly crying, like fucking like crocodile, goddamn.
But it's like, are you sort of just like holding it, or are you gonna like kill it? If you're
No,
just holding it, it's gonna keep struggling. It's a wolf.
He's hugging it really tightly to his chest. Like he's like baby hugging this fucking like dog, like he wants to
Yeah.
keep it.
This thing will keep struggling for a bit. So roll me another 2 strength checks. Gonna like speed it up and see if it manages to slip away from you again.
Oh, got him.
Right, so the failed by 3. They got a 7. So it's like that as you're like hugging it and you start crying, your grip slackens, and you manages to
No! No!
Going to follow? Are you gonna follow him on the bridge? Oh
Yes!
Zach, he's drunken on the bridge, like you said. Oh my god.
Yeah, and he is running and trying to tackle a wolf.
Oh no! This is agility minus 20 or something.
My agility is shit.
Yeah, fucking, you're trying to catch a wolf.
Yeah, roll me an agility. It's a fairly wide bridge, it'll be a plus 20. Like, sober is not a problem. He's drunk and chasing a thing.
Oh no, and I have no fate points left.
Gizmek is dead.
But I'll say that,
Like,
yeah, since you only just barely failed it, it will be, you can, like, catch yourself and just, like, climb back up, but the wolf will be gone. Or you can, like, try and do some more stuff before it flees, but you'll have the risk of falling.
I'm catching this wolf.
Alright.
Alright. Yep.
So roll me a strength as you're there, it's kind of hanging off and try and pull yourself back up.
Yeah!
Yep, you pull yourself back up and go for the dog again. Plus 20.
In terms of
God damn
it! In terms of Gizmek, we have no Gizmek if he fell.
And roll an agility with a plus 30 to see if you fall off again.
Oh my god.
oh my.
Yeah, I think at this point, like with the amount that you failed at, I think the dog gets away.
No! He's limping! I'm faster!
Yeah, because by this point you would be off the
God
bridge.
damn this binging fucking roll 20!
Actually, by this roll, you would be off the bridge and on the other side, so it's been more just straight chasing it down. So, what would you roll to chase it down?
He's an orc, not accompanied by anyone from the Rogue Trader group right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's an agility. Because agility is based on speed.
Yeah. Yeah, roll me an agility with a plus 10, and I'll say you can get an extra plus 20 if you take some fatigue.
Yeah.
Right, so take 2 fatigue. You can get a plus 30 to it.
God! Fucking roll 20!
Yeah, it just barely succeeds. So you start like running and chasing it down. And I'll say if that, I'll give you a devil's bargain. You can catch up to it, but you run into some trouble.
That's fine! I'm getting this dog!
Alright. So we'll cut back to what happens there as you go off chasing this dog. And we'll come back to that in a minute as you guys inside. What are you doing?
Malachi,
You guys saw Gizmek run outside after the dog like 10 seconds ago.
Malachi is going to basically, he's going to pull up a chair in front of the last remaining survivor member, and he is, he's going to be quite confused, probably, coming back to reality with his guns gone, his friends dead, etc.
Yeah, so you just kind of sit him down there without his weapons. And then he comes to, and it's like, yeah, so what is it like for the victim while they're under your thing? Like, do they just, like, back out and then come to in no time passed? Are they fully aware of what happened?
They black out, yeah. It's kind of like a haze as the willpower takes over, and then just comes back as the willpower lifts.
Yeah, he's kind of like, he's like looking around quite confused, like, where the fuck are my weapons? Where the fuck are you?
Oh, you don't need to worry about that, friend. What you do need to
worry. Yeah, they're all dead.
Well, I want to go ahead and make you a bit of a bargain. As I'm assuming, like, Sator is collecting up all their weapons and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like, dragging the war scythe and just scrapes across the ground. Sure, I can make a bargain. I like bargains.
All right. Well, I can go go ahead. You can go ahead and tell me all that I need, and you can walk out of here just fine. I'd even be willing to give you a couple of credits to get you stashed up, my man.
That's great.
All right, then.
What do you want to know then?
Tell me about the Jackals. I want to know about their HQ, what exactly they stole from cults. Toast.
We took that toast.
You took their toaster?
Yeah. And they had it in a big shrine. We all did this big. We all got together. The guy there got the thing. It was fucking hilarious.
Malachi begins chuckling a little bit, just like, oh my god.
Well, tough shit, but they had it on a shrine in the middle of fucking nowhere. We just went and got it. And now they're pissed.
Is that the main reason they're starting this war with you guys?
Yeah, they want it back.
How many deaths has this war caused for a stupid toaster?
I don't fucking know, like 20? Wait, what's the number higher than 20?
A lot.
That many. Yeah, they wanted to get it back. I think it's fucking somewhere. I don't know. I don't even know where they put it. It might be in the dumpster. I don't know. I didn't check. It's fucking funny though. They want it back.
Oh my god.
They slightly stopped from moving the sword, and what did they steal?
A toaster. It's like he starts like describing it. It says this big. It's metal. You push a thing down, it goes pop. Like, they don't know what it's for. There's no like what it does.
They told us.
push the thing down, gets so hot, and it pops out after a minute. Scares you every fucking time it does. I don't know how it does that.
You guys don't know whether or not you have this toaster.
Somebody has it, I think. We took it. Somebody might have hucked it. I think we got it.
Would it be alright if I...
Mad Dog had it, I think. I don't know. He might have it in a trophy, he might have dumped it. I don't know. It's funny, though.
Would it be alright if I rolled to try and mind probe him, Zach? I'm not sure how subtle this is, considering he's high on his balls.
Yeah, he fails by 3 degrees. He has a willpower of 15 right now because he's high in balls.
The number of thoughts. 81. And that is not
5.
education. All right.
The second 5 this session.
Learns. What is this guy's name, actually, Zach? Name number.
His name is Fuck You.
If you want, I can come up with him. Skinnerd Ratskin or something.
Yeah, he's Ratskin.
Ratskin.
Yeah,
all right. Yep, Skinnerd Ratskin. I'm guessing in his mood, he's probably feeling good to be alive, as well as the buzz of the drugs.
I get it. He's not even aware that dying is a thing that can happen right now.
Oh.
He's high as all balls on a fuck ton of things.
Apparently truth serum, like, damn, God.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you get a flash of, like, memory from his recent past, and this is, like, a table full of shit, and he sampled all of it.
My man.
Minecraft achievement, how have we gotten here?
It's like, this guy is, like, probably if this guy's weak, like, it is possible this guy has a heart attack before he sobers up. That is probably the main cause of death in this gang.
I want to ask insanity level, if I may.
Quite high. And, he's at around 60.
60 for his physical health? Oh, for his insanity level. Okay.
Yeah, corruption is like 5. It's not very corrupt. He's got a touch.
Okay, I see. So he's been on these drugs for quite a bit. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And state of his physical health? How are his lungs? Fucking crack pipe.
It is like surprisingly okay. It's like those people that are like constantly having accidents, smoking, drinking, all of that, but it is fucking fine. He's one of those people that can do all of this shit and then his body just doesn't care.
So pale skin, pretty much, but
yeah. He's like a little bit gaunt and like he could be healthier, but he's surprisingly healthy for the amount of shit he does.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of pretty much like natural selection for this gang. If the drugs kill you, you're not around anymore.
I get the pattern now. I see.
The reason that everybody's like, yeah, these guys are fucking nuts.
So,
why is Toasty gone?
he's He's going. He's going after the. Well, he went to go take a leak with my friend. He was a bit.
Take a leak with the jackal?
I think so. I don't. Listen. Let's go ahead and just go on to other questions. The jackals. Tell me about them. Like, how? It seems like you're having fun with them.
No, he's this big. He's got a red thing. They call it.
I'm talking about the gang, the jackals, my man.
The jackal. It's fun. We got a lot of shit. You want some? He reaches into a pocket and pulls out this like small like pill bottle. Shakes it.
I'd be willing to save some for later.
You want some?
Is he shaking it to Sator?
Like holding it in front of you and shaking it a bit so you can hear like the clattering of the pills.
Yeah,
It's great.
I'll have some, but Malachi, as soon as he like gets a few hand pills, he'll stick it in his pocket.
Yeah. You like take them to like pretend to knock them back and just have them in your hand still.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is high as balls, he doesn't notice.
It's fine.
It's fucking great.
Mind if I make another contested willpower?
I'd say at this point you don't need to roll them. You're gonna get through fully.
Has he been lying at all? As
Really? Like he's not really of aware enough mind that he would think to lie.
Oh damn, that is fucked.
Yeah, like he hasn't even really noticed that his friends are dead. He's like, oh, they're dead. Anyway. So I think he's just
anyway.
Too high to care. Yeah.
How about for the last 12 hours, would it be just a distorted rainbowy blur in a sense? Okay.
In the sense that most of his life is that.
I'm guessing for the few clear bits when the toaster. Wait, would I actually be able to get a mental picture of where the HQ might be from him? Like where the most of the jack.
Yes. Yeah, so you can like kind of sift through his memories for a bit. You get like a kind of like shaky cam, like first person footage thing of him and a bunch of his mates. Not the guys in the bar, like a bunch of others, kind of like sneaking through a place and taking a toaster and then running away giggling.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of skip forward through, is like climb over fences, run away from arbitres, and all that. So basically, the sense that like that was just like one part of a night for them.
Oh,
and then you
yeah,
you get the sense of like going through like an entire bender of a night carrying a toaster.
Oh my god, I love these guys already.
Yeah, and then at the end you would see them like kind of leaving the hive city and like wandering around for a few hours as they get lost. One guy dies along the way. They just continue on, take the toaster from him, and keep going.
Fair enough.
Because he'd been shot earlier, none of them had noticed.
Notice.
And yeah, you see them actually like find their way to this like a compound outside the city. It's got like this chain link fence, and it's in something that's kind of like a permanent dust storm. They just force their way through it and get inside. It's like, hey, meeting with everybody. We got a toaster.
All right, that was the main thing that I was going for, really.
Yeah, you know roughly how to get there.
Awesome.
You know, like you probably know about as much as this guy does of how to get there.
Well, I'm assuming I have the resources to make sure.
It's like even for the gang, like there's a level of trial and error in actually getting to it.
Okay.
Because like there's a lot of dust storms around, it's very easy to get turned around in those.
Mm-hmm. Would that also mean that I would know where they came from to the cult toast on us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but with that would be very hazy because of how much of a bender it was.
Would you like me to roll willpower or something?
Roll me a something like search.
Perception?
Sure. You can roll an awareness.
Oh, thank you. I am actually really good at awareness. 2.5.
So yeah, you can like sift through it, trying to find the clearer bits, and you think you have an idea. It's in the more like manufactorum section, and yeah, it's in like a side building off of one of the manufactoriums. You think you could get there?
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being so cooperative, my man. I was expecting you to try and strangle my guts out and take whatever I had.
I don't have any strangling yet. He reaches into his pocket, takes out this like inhaler, and just this like purple dust kind of comes out of his mouth.
Well, my man, here's 50 cred for your time if that can buy you another hit of your stuff.
Yeah, he reaches out his hand, slaps the table, slaps the other side of the money, and then gets it on his third try. And you have been fun. You want to go on a bender? Wait, where are we going next? We're going somewhere else after this. You want to come?
If you can find my orc, go on ahead, man.
You have an orc?
Yeah, he's a big green guy, big green and red guy.
Yeah, he totally did
orcs.
just kill all of your friends.
He likes to party.
I like orcs. They are fun.
They are indeed. I imagine Sator is like helping the bartender just drag the corpse out of the bar, throwing him off the side of the bridge.
He's dragging like the top half of the guy out. It's like a cut in half.
We just throw it out of the bridge.
Yeah, it's like the bartender just dumps them over the edge. Actually, no, the bartender would call out some other guys, and a couple other birdie guys come out and drag them out and tip them over the edge.
Oh god!
Not before checking their pockets and taking the valuables, though.
I already took everything from them myself.
Oh, would you bother like taking like 20 gelt from their pockets
No,
and a fuck ton of drugs?
maybe.
Yes,
I'll
take the
take
drugs.
drugs.
Take the drugs.
You
Take
can
the
add
drugs.
to your inventory, just like miscellaneous drugs, if you want.
Yes.
None of them are labeled. There's in various bottles, inhalers, syringes, just all through their jacket.
I'm labeling my rat skin drugs.
I have no idea what drugs I'm taking. I'm just taking something.
No fucking clue.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
these guys probably aren't amazingly aware which ones they have either. They might have.
Oh, shit. Well, thanks
So,
again.
orc then, and he gets up and starts walking for the door.
Did he have
fine.
Did he have any weapons besides his rifle, by the way?
Like the rifle, a few knives.
He would go ahead and say, hey,
No.
hey, get
Hey.
here.
Well, find an orc. What do you want?
Stay safe out there. And he's going to, like, flick him a knife.
Accidentally stabbed him square in the face.
Yeah, he goes to catch it.
Right.
Ow.
Well, he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't feel it. It'd go straight to his hand.
And
Thanks.
then he catches it and then looks over and just walks out holding the blade. You can see red just seeping from his hand.
Oh god.
He just walks.
Another question. Did Holtz message the group basically asking for Gizmek?
Yeah, he probably would have sent it to Malachi first. Like,
So, when Malachi afterwards seen the ganger leave, he's going to go ahead and, like, in his data slate connected to his compad, he's going to say, hey, so about Gizmek, ... and that we can swap over to what Gizmek is doing. So with that, we cut over to... Do we want to cover to Holtz or Gizmek, actually? It's a good question.
Doing it chronologically, then Holt is just... You're pretty much just waiting for Gizmek, aren't you?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Not a whole lot that Holtz is going to be doing. He's just going to be waiting for Gizmek to catch up.
Yeah, Malachi.
Unless someone like sends a message to him, like
Malachi is sending him the message, hey, so in turn of Gizmek, ... which is supposed to be, he kind of ran off.
So in terms of Gizmek, we have no Gizmek.
You stole my joke, but yes.
Yeah.
You know, what does Holtz do when he gets that message?
he sends a message back. It's one word: explain. There's also a period at the end.
He very explicitly mentions that there's a period at the end.
Explain. Okay, what?
Hold on.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
Big difference. Very big difference.
Capitalize. You need to know. This is very important. There we go.
Yeah, explain.
Yeah, and then
Drunk-
we'll
drunk-
cut over
drunk
to
orc
see
went
the
chasing after a
adventures
dog.
of... Cut see the adventures of Orc and Toasty. As you go chasing after this dog, he's kind of running down the streets, Like people like dodging out of the way, and then you come barreling afterwards, facing after. Now, what kind of trouble do I want you to run into?
There's RBTs, there's other gangs, there's
There's the RBDs that have been specifically told that we
a
are not
rogue
to use
inquisitor.
You went into an ultramarine.
A literal space marine.
Yes, I want to
Which
fucking
fucking
power
like a fucking Space Marine chapter is specifically made to deal with the fucking orc?
Also an ultramarine there, so I can start looking to them, please.
You went into a Valhallan guardsman who are known for hating orcs.
Great.
Fucking you should roll like a D100 to see the severity of how bad it is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh god damn it!
So do we want
like
one to be, is one bad?
is
or
one
is
the
100?
worst or is 100 the
100.
worst?
Yeah.
Lower high. I call. All right, so
26,
it's like
above
midline.
Yeah.
A little bit
It's a
below.
little bit better than average. Yeah, I have an idea. Yeah, so you're like running down the street chasing this thing.
Finally
And,
catch
like,
it.
as you're like just shy of catching it, 'cause the thing it's fast, but it is down a leg, so you're about the same speed right now. You run after it, and it like runs through this like a doorway that says like beads hanging down, and it kind of runs into there, and you go chasing after it, probably like tearing down a bunch of the beads, and being tangled for a second. You like get yourself out. And like as you like rip some of the beads off, you find yourself in looks like a tattoo parlor. There's like almost like a waiting room area, and then like there's like a couple of benches on the side where a couple of people are sitting, and like one of those like long chair things where they lay in to get the tattoos. It's like there's like a man there with his arm up getting tattooed, and a woman with like bright pink hair wearing not a whole lot of clothing. And just like tattooing him, and everybody just kind of is looking up at you as you come in, and you see the dog is behind the woman.
Always wanted doggo.
And she like, yeah, the woman sighs, looks down, she's like, just a minute, Ricardo. She sets the thing down, starts walking over. You see she grabs a shotgun as she walks, but just casually walks up to you. Like, what happened?
I was trying to get the doggo, but the doggo's running away from me.
The doggo is limping. Did you hurt the dog?
Just crying.
Well, that'll be why it's running away from you then, isn't it?
I was going at the doggo better. I got to get on the ship of Dungeon Healing.
Is it your dog?
Yeah.
Was it your dog this morning?
No, but now it is.
Did something happen to the other ones?
There won't know what the dog is.
No, the people that owned him before. What happened
Our
to them?
name's Druggies.
And don't forget, Ratskin is also chasing the dog.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to be a bit behind.
Yeah, so we basically have a procession of Gizmek's already there, Ratskin's after him, Malachi and Sadar are now chasing behind.
And I have to deal with your war site.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Sator's probably at the
Gizmek.
very back with the heavy ass.
Well, me and
War site.
Malachi carried the war site over our shoulders.
It's two manning. It's a to you, to me, to you, to me.
This heavy ass
So
war
if
site.
the
at
dog's running away
57.
from you, then it doesn't want you near it, does it? So what's your name?
Gizmek.
Gizmek, I'm Sasha.
I
So, like, why
Sasha.
don't you have a seat? And she like points at one of the benches, and we can talk about it.
Okay. Gizmek like walks over to the chair and like the alcohol has gotten really strong, and now he just falls into it.
Yeah. She like stood in front of you, casually holding this shotgun. Like a double barrel. She's just holding. She's like, so run me through what happened.
We were doing the thing for the Arbides people. Immediately, Arbides.
You're working for the Arbiters.
I was told we could get a good fight crumping in. There's this gangs of guys who's doing a thing.
So you went in to crump some of the jackals then?
Yeah, there's guys, showed you.
Makes sense. And then how did the dog get away?
I couldn't hold it good. There was a bridge.
You
I like the dog. The dog put up a good fight.
And she's about to say something on here. Hey, Toasty! You kind of glance over to see, one of the guys from the bar there. It's like, Toasty! And the wolf thing just sort of runs out and basically bounds onto him like a happy dog. Like basically tackles him to the ground and starts licking him. So,
Hey, there's one of the kids from the bar.
Look, if you want a dog, you can get your own. There's a lot of them around. I can get you one if you want.
Like, just like at this point, you actually just basically see Gizmek. Like, he's actively falling asleep in the chair.
So like a few minutes later, like a minute later, Malachi and Saithor, you guys come up to this. You see like Ratskin there's like, who's your good boy? To Toasty.
Yeah, like basically what happens at this point is you come in, Ratskin and you are having a great time, and Gizmek is like fucking passed out asleep in this tattoo parlor's chair.
So Ratskin is doing like
he's not gonna remember any of this. He's not gonna remember this fucking dog at all.
Yeah, like Ratskin is doing like rubbing the head, and he's like, "Who's your good boy?" To the dog. He's like just passed out on a bench. And this woman is there. It's like, I assume this is your.
It's a friend of mine's, but yeah, sorry about that. Did he kill anyone?
Well, not here.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I've never seen him drunk before. So yeah.
Honestly surprised that he is drunk. Not many. It's all alcohol to get an orc drunk.
I'm guessing by looking around, Malachi knows that's a tattoo parlor.
Yeah, so you see like a couple other people just like waiting on benches, and one guy like on the actual table with like half a tattoo on his arm.
You want me to give you like 100 credits and we just pretend that this never happened?
I'm gonna say no.
All right. Hold on a minute. Malachi is going to go ahead and he's going to do a fucking bitch slap against Gizmek like multiple times. Just wham, 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 wham.
Yeah, so like, as you go for it, she'd be like, I'd advise against waking an orc.
No, what happens is Malachi goes up to wake up Gizmek with these like bitch slaps. Gizmek does not wake up at all.
Yeah, she advised you not to do this. No reaction from Gizmek.
But I know that if I'm assuming would dominate, act, or compel work on unconscious targets. Can I dominate him to get the fuck up?
No, he's passed out.
Okay.
You can control like conscious action. It's like if you could make them wake up, then you could like make their heart stop. These are unconscious reactions.
Well, I guess until we wait until he wakes up.
If you want me to send him, I can just send him to you when he wakes up. I dealt with orcs before. I know how to manage them.
Really? You have?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I appreciate you not, well, putting a hole in his head, at least.
An orc. I'll just annoy him.
Well, I guess I really don't want to accidentally leave him alone again, because, let's just say that if he were caught in some other unfortunate people, that, he might not make it out alive. Well, Malachi turns over to Sator. You want a tattoo?
What?
Yeah.
Still slowly dragging the war sign.
There's still a line, so you have to wait, but I don't imagine that's really a problem here.
Yep. I mean, I've got nowhere to go, and Malachi is going to promptly sit on the orc's chest, just pull out like a magazine and begin flipping through it.
Oh
Yeah.
god, while Malachi is getting his tattoo, I'm going to try to use meditate to get rid of my one fatigue.
Yeah,
I need to succeed the willpower and wait 10 minutes, basically.
I would hope you
Until
would at
Holtz-
least send Holtz a fucking notice, just like, yeah, go on with the meeting without Holtz.
Yeah, so you guys just get a tattoo.
Yeah, Malachi would be willing to get a bad tattoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck it.
What kind of tattoo you get? So you don't have to say now, but might be something to think about. Is she just do very good tattoos as you watch? She's like expertly does tattoos on these other guys.
Malachi's tattoo would probably be on his back. Like it would sort of be a reflection piece, where on the left side it would be like the God Emperor, like bestowing a blessing onto like an astropathic figure, while on the right side it would be like
A
some
drunk
form
fucking orc screaming!
No, no. It would be like some chaotic, maybe some form of the like as seen as chaos, maybe tentacles of corruption, like corrupting a person. Kind of like the symbolism between the Emperor protects and it depends on which path you choose.
I'm going to sit on a bench, if it's possible, opposite of where Gizmek is, and I'm going to tell Malachi, make sure that I don't get disturbed for the next 10 minutes.
No promises.
Let's see how long is Ratskin hanging
I do not get rid of my one fatigue.
Toasty is hanging out there for a while, just playing with Toasty.
Could we add him as a temporary party member?
I mean, kind of.
Raskin,
Yeah, I got
You want-
Toasty.
you want to come with? Do you and Toasty want to come with us to do other shit?
What are you doing?
It may involve Bender, might involve drugs.
That sounds great. I got drugs. It pulls out like a handful of syringes.
Good man. And with that, we can go ahead and Malachi sends a quick got the orc, sends it to Holtz, and then that's when we switch over to Holtz. He gets the ding.
Yep.
And they got the orc, but he's not going to be up anytime soon.
Yeah, he's out.
I imagine you, instead of like it's a selfie, like we got the orc, and then like you just see Gizmek like drooling off to the side.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Sator's meditating in the background.
Yeah.
And failing.
Well, there goes that. Then. All right, Joseph. We're going into the deep end.
Yeah, so you're going to head out and go to General Red's place?
I might go for a quick change of clothes from my normal armor to the power armor just to flex.
You head back up to the ship, get on your armor, and then head back?
Yeah,
Ooh, does Holtz have a cloak that he can like don over the power armor?
I'm sure. I have a Xenopelt cloak. Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Oh, good
We do have we also have the 24-hour charging thing on it, so it
Yeah,
won't be
That'll last a while.
I mean, it'll last a while. Like, I don't have to have it on to use it, right?
Yeah, but it can be off, but it'd be like... You'd be lifting all of the weight with every step.
Okay, then never mind. I'm
Kind of like Fallout. Like Fallout 4, the power armor and that. You
gotcha.
can do it unpowered, you're just like... trying to run.
Yeah, I'll just flex a little bit. Why not? I mean, this guy seems to respect military stuff, so you know.
He has like sleek black power armor, like animal pelt on top. I think you do need training to actually wear power armor properly.
No, it's one of the things that doesn't have a training.
Alright.
There's no talent for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, more of a temporary thing. Well, not really. You know, never mind.
Yeah, you go up and you
Uh,
and then you take the shuttle down to the general's place.
Yep.
Yes, as you're approaching it in the shuttle, it's very clearly like a military stronghold. Like this is like a separate military place outside of the cities. It's like full like rockcrete like walls, bastions, anti-air emplacements, all of that stuff. Like this is definitely actually like a military base. As you like start to come down, like the guns track you and like register what ship you are and all that, and then the guns lower and you're allowed to set down. I mean, like a lot less warm of a welcome than the other places. As you get stuck for being shot down if you don't announce who you are.
Yeah, no, I imagine they hail me and like force me to identify myself, and I just like pull up on screen, just like blankly tell them Rogue Trader Holtz. I'm expected.
It's actually like you expect that to work, and then like, oh, we need identification, and you have to actually like, go through and like basically get the documents on you that prove who you are. Which is not much, like you don't have to have your writ, but like you have ID, essentially.
I can't just pull the get your boss. He knows who I am.
These guys are military. It's like get your boss, and it's like no, you're in our airspace. Prove who you are, or we shoot you down. Is these guys' response?
Yeah, I don't really relish the idea of being shot down, but that's a point against him.
Do you get out your ID then?
Yeah, no, I let him know who I am, and then I gently remind him that you're wasting both the general's time and Rogue Trader Holtz's time, and to remind them that no, he doesn't actually have to come here, and if the general knew better, then he would have alerted you to my arrival.
Standard policy, sir. Even if we're expecting you, we've got to make sure.
I don't give a damn about policy.
I want the infiltrators. Yes, you're welcome to land now, sir.
I do land.
You can come down your land and you find like there's like a few guardsmen there. It's like, welcome to Fort Knox, sir. Follow us. We'll take you to the general.
And I follow.
So they lead you along. They don't like take your weapons or anything, since you did confirm you're a rogue trader and you're allowed to have your weapons then.
Yeah, no, that would have been okay. I'm leaving then.
Yeah. Yeah. Once they've confirmed who you are, they're like, all right, it's a rogue trader. It's fine. He's not gonna like assassinate the general. You do get like these are armed guys following you around, and you get a sense like they'd be ready. Like if you did for some reason try something, like they wouldn't be surprised. Like they're eternally expecting it, but they're not like guns aimed at your back or anything. You don't get the sense of like this like escort to a prison. This is just like an honor guard essentially.
Yeah, no, I'm not planning on pulling weapons. I just have them because I can.
Yeah, this is very military. So fairly quickly you get led up and you come out into this like fairly plain room. It is like a table. It's like bare metal table. They see like a few like food stuff scattered around on it. Fairly like low quality, like it's like just a step above military rations. And you see kind of like sat on the other side of this like older man, probably like 60s, 70s, although obviously a fair bit older. You've heard he's around 100. It's like very smart, like black and red with gold trimmings, like military uniform. Seeing like a power sword on his side. White hair and a beard that stands up as you come in.
General Red, I presume?
Through me, General Abernathy Red, and you would be Rogue Trader Holt, correct?
Indeed I am. And I reach out to shake his hand. And as I do so, it's like, your guardsmen what am I? I do not have 70 fellowship IRL.
Yeah.
Your guardsmen proved to be quite the holdup at the gates.
This is a military facility. You have to ensure everybody arrives here is who they say they are. I have had things in the past when I was in the army of infiltrators, aliens that can take the forms of people and all that. I do not like to take chances. I'm sure you understand. Even on a world such as this, you never know when... What are they called? Zach is blanking on the names of the aliens, but there's an alien 40k that can take the whole of people, calls them that, says the name of an alien, which you probably wouldn't recognize.
I probably wouldn't recognize.
Yeah, it's like... I'm saying Litokind, but I think that's like a cell. It's something around that line. You never know when they might show up on a world and try and start causing havoc. I do apologize, but it is the way that things must be done. And let security relax.
Well, fortunately for you, I'm understanding of such things.
I thank you for your understanding.
Now then.
Yes, as for my email, this world is fucked. If you don't mind my language. I could use your help.
And in your opinion, how is this world fucked?
Have you not seen the Xenos? So many of them down here.
Mm-hmm. And what do you propose to do about it?
Well, get them off the planet. I intend to do so violently, as that could lead to reprisals, but we cannot have aliens simply coming down on our worlds, spoiling the land of humanity. Aliens have a very different view on what life is about to us. We can't let them corrupt our way of society.
Well, you've told me what you're not going to do, but how do you plan on getting them out? There's quite the population of them.
There is not too many. There's far more humans. I have more than enough militaries to escort them off the planet. I just simply need to do so without the Arbiters kicking up a fuss. And this world has extremely lax securities in many other ways. Tend to tighten that up. God is far too open to infiltration. I'll be surprised if a GNC like Holt hasn't already started in the lower hives.
Mm-hmm. Holtz kind of like gets up and walks around. So you intend to use the military to escort the Xenos off the planet?
I would tell them to leave first. If they refused, then they must be forced to leave. This is not their world. This is the world of the Emperor. Though I understand that as a rogue trader, you have permissions to deal with Xenos as you choose, but this world is not governed by a rogue trader. The laws of the Imperium must stand. Xenos are not to be permitted upon human soil.
Hmm. And what would happen if a rogue trader did deal with this planet?
Then you would not be a rogue trader, you would be a Lord Governor.
Deal with this planet, General.
Mendes. I'm not sure I understand what you're supposing.
If there were dealings that allowed Xenos to inhabit this planet under an agreement between between aliens and a rogue trader, that would change the circumstances, would it not?
But you cannot set the policy for a world, as far as I'm aware. You
No, but
simply deal with the Xenos that you encounter.
No, but a world can set that policy, and if that world is involved also with the deal with the rogue trader, then, since the rogue trader is allowed to make deals that benefit the Imperium, surely it is in using the rogue trader's judgment. He can
How
allow.
long have you been acting as a rogue trader, Holtz? If you don't mind me asking.
My family has been a rogue trader
How long have you personally been doing so, though? How
long
many
enough.
have you encountered?
How many aliens?
Yes.
Let's see. Hundreds?
And how many have been friendly?
More than you might think. In fact, I have one serving on my ship right now. Another one has saved my life.
No. I served in the Guard for 120 years. In that time, I encountered Xenos species nearly every year. I encountered one that was semi-friendly, in line with the Tau against some Tyranids once. But once that was over, immediately back to fighting. Xenos are not just friendly for no reason. They have ulterior motives.
Indeed.
An orc
As
goes
do-
with you, bring it to fights. An Eldar will befriend you if they want something, and then stab you in the back once they have got it. They have different ways of thinking to us.
Indeed. And they have different ways, and we have different ways of thinking to them.
Yes. Xenos can seem friendly, can work with you, but even if they wholeheartedly do intend to be friendly, it will not last. Xenos are aliens. They have different ways of life, different ways of doing things. And it will inevitably clash. What has gotten by these Xenos for the last 20 years, it will not last. As I said, will be immensely surprised there's not already some form of Xenos incursion in the works within the lower hives, out of sight.
What I'm afraid your actions will provoke, General, is a civil war on this planet.
That will not last. There's not a whole lot of aliens. You would see
No,
them
but
all.
there are a lot of people that support them.
And those people are heretics. If they oppose it and wish to fight us, then they will die. We cannot allow heretics to exist in the Imperium as much as we can't aliens.
I agree with you. However, I'd like to take a more subtle approach. Hear me out, General. Do you need the governorship to enforce such a rule?
Without the governor giving such a rule, I'd be opposed by the Arbites. And I will not fight loyal men simply doing their duty. Without the rules being changed, there's little I can do without instigating a civil war, which I would not see.
And
It's done unjustly.
what do you think of your competitors currently?
The boy is, if I may be frank, a Xenos lover. He cares too much for them, seems to think they have the same lives and rights as humans. It's frankly absurd. The woman, I don't know too much about her, just her reputation. I do know as a merchant who will do whatever she can to get the most profit out of anything that she does. I don't trust her at all. She would sell this world to some dark Eldar, to slavers, for a profit.
Allow me to propose a more subtle solution to your issue. Allow the boy to take the reins as governor. Allow him to implement his policies. Support him and then when his policies inevitably turn against him, you'll have sway convince him to join your side and purge the Xenos.
By that point, it'd be far too late.
It's
If the Xenos are openly fighting, then they would have infiltrated far beyond that. They wouldn't instigate a fight unless they would be certain they could win. You misunderstand the insidious nature of the Xenos. If
How
you let them
long-
hold, they will take a foothold. And then there'll be no getting them out.
And what will you do if you were to discover that not only that you weren't in a three-way struggle, but in a two-way struggle with two of your competitors united against you?
As I said, I cannot openly oppose the governor, as that would throw the world into a civil war. But if I do find out that perhaps Xenos have infiltrated or heretics have gotten a hold, I won't hesitate in that case. If both of them are united, then there's little I can do. Aside from keep a watch and try and keep things safe, which will inevitably fail.
And if I were to support you, hold on one second.
Hold on,
sorry,
I have a phone.
Hold on, we got Vox communication.
I gotta.
So hold on, my orc is drunk texting me.
Oh yeah, we got what I supposed to talk
Give
with
me like
this red
5
guy.
seconds, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Fucking trying to slap the fucking Comcaster out of Gizmek. Fuck! Stop it!
So I fucking love you.
Shut up! Shut up!
We have a dog.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just need to send a message. And what would I stand to gain if I were to support you?
Well, support of a world starts. The righteous knowledge that you are backing the plans of the Emperor.
My writ of trade is already signed by the Emperor, Governor. I already have the backing of the Emperor.
Perhaps in letter, but not perhaps in spirit.
I would actually like to contest that, Zach. I would like to use renowned warrant to actually change his opinion on this.
What does that do?
Renowned warrant gives me +10 bonus to all interactions to everyone who knows the significance of such a warrant, such as other traders and imperial officials.
This wouldn't really be a... Would this be a charm? Yeah, because... Yeah, charm is like the only one that really fits. Yeah, because you're not blathering, you're not lying. Yeah, you can try a charm.
All right. So
Say, since this guy is like... say that... Find the modifiers. I think it'd be a -40.
-40.
Yeah. This guy's pretty set in his opinions.
All right. That's with the +10 from the renowned
That's
warrant.
whatever your roll is, a -40 on it.
Okay.
So apply
Yeah.
your own modifiers and the -40.
Do I want to spend another -10? Alright, so if I spend a -10, it'd be slightly better than 50-50 odds to do that. I'm going to spend my last hit point to give myself a +10 and 3.8 degrees of success.
So, yeah, so you basically start like going back and forth about like what the writ of trade means.
My writ of trade means that I have a much broader view of the Imperium than you do.
Perhaps, but you do not have my experience of dealing with Xenos.
Do I
You
not?
must be more than 30? How old are you?
My age is irrelevant. My experience is what matters here. And I've worked with the Xenos basically my entire career as a rogue trader. I also understand that there's certain resources that come through here that can't be found anywhere else. Resources that are of benefit to the Imperium and would disappear if the Xenos were to leave.
They're not aware that the Imperium knew that they were sourced from Xenos. They would not allow it.
But they do source other rogue traders who are allowed to deal with such things, who do benefit the Imperium. Or are you saying that the rogue traders' right does not benefit the Imperium? Is that what you're saying, General?
There are cases of rogue traders who have gone rogue, who have caused damage to the Imperium. But
And those rogue traders are hunted down mercilessly. Mostly by other rogue traders. I do not shirk my duty to the Emperor. It is a great honor that my writ of trade is signed by him personally. My family has served him for generations.
how do you propose that I stop the insidious Xenos if they are free to wander the planet, as the boy seems insistent on doing?
Simply protect the citizens' rights to worship the Emperor. Currently, as I understand it, they are currently segregated, the Xenos and the Imperials. Is that correct?
Indeed. Directed to areas of the city, except under armed guard.
Let the boy develop those areas of the city as he sees fit. There is more than one way to handle this. I've already gotten Jade on board with this. She will allow the boy to implement his policies for a time, and when they inevitably fall flat, she will have a degree of control over him. You can get in on this too, and make sure that the Xenos stay segregated. Limited. Only a small portion of the funding will go to the Xenos population. The boy will have his chance at ruling unopposed, and then will be quickly tied by political obligations.
The only problem with that is that it does not take long for the more subtle of the Xenos to gain a hold. Just a minor lapse and they would be free to roam and infect the world. Once they are in, it is almost impossible to remove them.
In that regard, then you're probably 30 years too late.
So I've been trying to tighten it, keeping a watch on everything that I can.
And once
it's been limited.
But you have an opportunity to work with not only the military, but also the nobility, who have funding, and can add to your power to limit.
My worry is that if I do go with this, then by the time anything is discovered, it will be far too late. As the boy will be trying to get them more freedom, and the woman will only be concerned about her own profits. Will not exactly be freely funding me to search all the Xenos. Ensure they stay where they are. And it takes but a minor lapse for them to slip through. I do not oppose your judgment in this. I merely worry about the repercussions of allowing anything like this. As the orcs, you may think, not subtle enough to do anything sneaky. There are some, the commandos, that are rudimentarily able to sneak through and sabotage. But even though they are not subtle, any orc threat that has been on a world, orcs will keep popping up decades after, despite the work to purge them. If a gene sealer cult is found, You'll never fully remove it. They'll pop up every now and then. Once they have gotten in, you cannot get them out short of destroying the whole planet.
And do you have any evidence that this hasn't happened already?
I have been trying my best to stop it from, but it very well could have. That's why I'm wanting to get rid of them. So they can search properly with assurances that they cannot spread further than they already have.
I can assure you that the nobility is in line with that line of thinking. They'll support you even in the beginning from the shadows. They have investments in the boy's failed policies to fail. If the boy proves capable, on the other hand, then perhaps this world will benefit either way, as from my point of view at least. And well, if this world does end up in the wrong hands, I have the necessary authority to call the Inquisition to help you. I can personally vouch for your conviction.
If you can ensure me that these nobles will fund me, ensure that I'm able to do what I deem necessary, and that should things go wrong, you can message the Inquisition to get some assistance here. And I believe I'll be able to stomach whatever the boy insists on.
Would you be willing to discuss this both with Jade in private and with all three of you together on my ship, if I invited you?
If I must, but I am not much of a politician.
Sometimes these things must be done. More.
I'll not become a general without some way of words. I simply hate having to do it. Red tape is the bane of a soldier. And that woman is made of red tape, ironically enough.
Sure, she's willing to loosen that tape for both of your sakes.
Perhaps we shall see. Very well. Arrange your meeting. I will attend.
All right. Okay, so with that, I shake his hand and I say, pleasure doing business with you. Mm-hmm. And I go out. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to invite both Jade and the general to the ship earlier than Blackwell, because I'm obviously sort of setting him up to fail. But I want them to agree on that beforehand, and so they will arrive earlier. However long Holtz thinks it takes. I don't have 72, or I don't have 77 charm. But so I don't know if I can in character decide how long it. But probably a couple of hours to set things up and get an agreement. And then have Blackwell invited.
Roll an inquiry with a +10.
Inquiry with +10.
See how well you managed to figure out the timing of that.
69, nice.
Nice, they're going to have all the time that they need. You've basically gotten the timing perfect. So you basically figure out, kind of go through what you know about all the characters. And be like, okay, they need about this much time to come to an agreement, give them a bit more just in case. And yes, so basically, with almost 7 degrees of success, they're going to have enough time to have their full conversation before Blackwell arrives.
And then I'll have Blackwell arrive. They'll, put on their smiles and say, okay. And the idea is that that everyone supports Blackwell, and Blackwell gets what he wants.
Yep.
And do we need to roleplay this out, because it's almost 2:00?
Yeah, so we can pick that up next session. Next session can be the meeting there.
I'm going to